Welcome to serverDNA Live with Flava Season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to serverDNA Live with Flava, proudly brought to you by MSI. And tonight, we're joining together by some amazing guests joining me right here at the show. Say hi.
Hello!
I swear, it sounds like they were forced to say that. You know, they were like not enthusiastic at all. But anyways, this is what we're working with tonight. I would like to apologize. Don't worry, they'll be better, okay? We practice, guys. We practice.
Yes, we did. We need to warm up first.
Yeah, they need to warm up first, right? I'm surprised I only heard the girls' voice. Koka, did you say hi?
Hi. Yeah.
That was not any better. I was hoping much more from Kokan, you know. But anyways, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another show right here by serverDNA Productions. My name is Flava, and I'll be your host for tonight. And we're joined with some amazing guests right here at the studio, as well as some guests together back at home right here. So guests at the Zoom, can you guys say hi?
Yo,
What's up, guys?
Hello.
They sound better than you guys. We should have
Yes,
them
do.
here and put you guys back there, you know? Like, look at that. But anyways, hopefully you guys are having an amazing week right here. It is yet another Wednesday here at the studio. And just a general reminder, Ramadan is coming very, very soon. So you know what that means. Fasting Man is coming. And there's a chance, right? That the show might have to start a little bit later due to respect the Muslims' open fast and performing their prayers. So hence we'll be starting our show starting off next week at 8:30 p.m. instead of the usual 8 p.m. Alright, then we go to serverDNA. Ramadan is coming starting 12th April. Restarting our shows to 8:30 p.m. onwards. Yeah, so that's going to be our new show time, not just for this show, but including the other shows as well. No Tash, we have Stephen Bow's new show, which is Indiana Bones, and of course we have Angel and Friends on Friday. Alright, and other than that, if you guys and girls would want to stand a chance to win some amazing prizes right here at today's show, feel free to actually check in and register at a.serverdna.asia, or sorry, a.sdna.asia. Register and be sure to check in and also answer the poll and feedback form. And if your name is being mentioned during the whole segment, be sure to WhatsApp our admins within a 5-minute time frame after your name appears during the rollout for the lucky draw. Alright, and then you'll bring back home some amazing prizes. But anyway, let's jump on to today's segment right here. We have our guests ready, so shall we get to know our guests together a little bit closer and make it sound like you guys can actually respond to this, you know? Like, too late to stop trying to make it look like you guys are enthusiastic now, you know? Alright, so let's start with, okay, since it's not so much about ladies, but let's start with our gentleman right here. Mr. Kokan, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hi. Thank you.
That's it! Do it! The best you got was like, hi!
Ini segan.
Segan?
Hai guys. Saya Kokan. Saya streamer dan juga content creator di YouTube ataupun YouTubers.
I swear, I was hoping a lot more from Kokan. Like, if you guys are fans of Kokan, right here, because he's been a long time. He has a number of fans who supporting him on the show and all this. I'm surprised that that's Kokan, you know? Like, is there anything else going to do? Where are you from? And okay, where you from?
Okay, nak detail lah.
Nak detail lah.
Janganlah gelak wah. Saya actually from KL juga, tapi Kuala Lipis. And then sekarang ni duduk di Batu Cave lah, Gombak. And dah ada 2 orang anak.
Oh, you have to laugh. What's so funny about having 2 kids?
My wife told that I need to tell them that yang I dah ada anak. So 2 orang anak and 1 orang isteri.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he was forced to, like, you know, my wife told me that I need to tell everyone that I actually have 2 kids. I'm not single. I need to let you know. Is that what your wife trying to tell you?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Alright. So basically, Mr. Kokan is actually hot in the market. So the wife is telling him to tell people that he already has kids, okay?
He's contractually obliged to do that.
Got wedding, got ring or not?
You have to do that, right?
Wait, why do you have your ring on? Okay. Now I get why the wife asked him to introduce. Okay, thank you so much, Kokan. So disclaimer, Kokan has kids. Okay. Alright, okay, ladies, would you mind introducing yourself?
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Zoe from Woods Event. I am the founder and CEO of Woods Event. We are focusing in event coordination physically and virtually.
Thank you, Zoe, for joining in. Any specific kind of events that you actually do? Like, I know there's a lot of types of events.
Yep.
Like, what kind of events?
Any event except social events such as weddings, birthday, party. It's not something for us, but we can do it for our friends.
What is considered non-social event?
Can I be your friend?
What?
Oh.
Wow, definitely.
Sure.
As in, except social event, as in non-social events, right?
Yeah.
It's like business event, corporate event, exhibitions. It's more on corporation stuff. It's more on branding stuff. We are more on that.
I see. I mean, I'll be honest, I've been doing events for the longest time. I didn't know there was such a thing as we don't do social events. Like, when people socialize, those kind of events, no, we cannot. Like, is there any specific reason why you don't do social events?
Because we think that that's an annually event. And it's about fun and it's about important dates.
You don't like fun things, okay?
It's not that we don't like fun things, but we bring fun to serious stuff.
This is tough. Okay.
So like social event is just normal, you know, like that's something else. Like wedding planners and party planners, they will do all the job. Like they don't need us. We do something else. Yeah.
Confused.
Fair enough.
Basically,
Tackling the
just
market
like
that's
that.
not touched
Yeah, I guess
much.
Yes.
Okay, that's new. All right, that's good to know. All right, thank you so much. All right, next.
Hi guys. I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna crack up most of the time. Please.
I understand.
No. Hi guys, I'm Celestia from Celestia Ryuhime in Facebook. Nano streamer, I'm really small, I'm not big. Also manager for Die Spammer. I see my Die Spammer boys in the chat. Hi guys. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. It sounded like she has more to say, all right?
No,
so,
I don't have.
So we call you Celestia.
Yes.
That sounds so magical, Celestia.
Oh no, I see the chat.
Oh, it's a
Never
good
mind.
name. It's a good name.
I do
do you have
recognize some
kids?
people here. No, I don't.
No, I just had to ask, like, you know, just in case. Like, it was
Okay,
never...
well, okay. If you consider like my younger friends, my kids, because they always call me like the mom friend
Okay.
of the group. So if you consider that, then I have a lot of kids.
Huh?
Wait, you sound
A lot of
disappointed.
kids.
Like, one point you were like, okay.
Okay.
No, I mean, okay, see, here's the thing. When you're considered the mom friend of like your group, you have to like babysit the entire group, right? So it's
Yeah,
like,
you're all like hanging out.
Yeah,
it's
and then
like
you're
the
like-
whole group.
you're like
You're
these-
making sure no one gets like super drunk or like super
Yeah.
into trouble. I
and then,
get
and then,
you,
and then
I
when
get
they're
you.
drunk, you're like, okay, I'm gonna yeet you home, go.
Yeah, just leave them at the
and then if they don't
doorstep.
feel well, like, are you okay? You want me to take you to the hospital?
Oh, so basically in the group, you're the most responsible person. You take care of people's bag, you care of their well-being.
Well, I guess my two boys, you can ask them. They came on Angel's show the other time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning new things every day. Mom
It's a
friend.
Mom friend, yes.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much, Celestia. All right, next.
Hello everyone, my name is Iman, or some of you all know me from the cosplay scene called Wani. I'm a cosplayer, gamer, and today I'm coming representing Tier 1 Entertainment, the biggest Southeast Asia talent agency. And then we also have the esports label called Blacklist. If you guys are talent and interested to sign with us, do call me up.
That is so scary. Am I the only one? Like, wait, can you explain Blacklist again? Blacklist is a what again?
It's an esports label under Tier 1 Entertainment.
It's an esports label. Blacklisted. Nobody wants to be under a blacklist. Kau kan? Like, would you like to apply to become part of a blacklist? Like, that's like so scary. You know, that was the first thing that came to my mind. So, who would want to apply to actually be part under a blacklist? That sounds so like cruel, you know?
That's
Like,
why we have a hashtag called Break the Code.
Yeah. You see, you get blacklisted because you're just way too good. I mean, every time you play, it's like you're hacking.
Yes,
Every time
yes.
you speak, it's like you're hacking. You're blacklisted, bro.
Not wrong.
True.
Yes.
They speak your name in myth, you know? It's like a mythos. Like, who is this guy? Why is he blacklisted? Who is he?
Why does it
Oh,
remind me
fair
of the
point.
time when I did Vanguard? Oh my god.
yeah. It's great to have you, Yaman. You're part of Tier 1 Entertainment, the biggest esports talent agency right here in South Asia. We'll be talking a lot. We will need your insights on things. Especially coming on to today's topics on micro, macro influence. And of course, we're joining by some Zoom guests right here. We call them Zoomers. Although they're not really Zoomers.
All right,
They're
okay.
literally.
We're Zoomers
Yes,
now.
I'm a Zoomer now, bro.
We're
Yeah,
zooming.
We're zooming.
We're zooming.
Okay, cool. Sure, why not? All right, do introduce yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I guess I'll start first. Hi, hello everyone at home and at the studio. My name is Anas, that's spelled A-N-A-S, and my online alias is Lot Caliber. That's Caliber spelled with 2 L's. Spelled that wrong my entire life. It's a problem, but I'm a streamer and a content creator and also a part-time editor for a few other streamers as well.
Ooh, okay.
How are you doing?
Why is nobody responding? He was like, how you doing? It's like everybody was like, oh, okay, cool. All right, yeah.
The silence speaks for itself. It's okay.
Yiman would be the right person for you to contact since you're yourself an influencer and also a streamer, right? Yeah. They can contact you, right? On this? Yeah, sure. All right, cool. You can contact Yiman after the show. Right, thank you so much, Anas, for your introduction. Should we call you Anas or should we call you by your gamer name?
So I think Anas will be fine, but if you happen to forget it, then just use the 1-syllable name that is Lot, which will be fine as well.
Lot.
But Anas will be better.
Okay, we'll stick with Anas.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're like, no, Anas is like simple.
fine,
You know?
yeah, Anas
Like,
is
how
fine.
can you mess that up? Is there any way you can mess up Anas?
Nanas.
Not. Okay, but please. stop.
Panas.
You just
Panas, Nanas,
Okay.
Nanas,
Nanas,
anything,
Panas.
okay? Anything's fine.
Yeah.
Anas just sounds perfect. Okay. All right. Next, it's either one of you two. All right. Who wants to go first?
I guess.
All right. H before beauty. All right. Go on.
Age before me. All right, hi guys, my name is AJ. Some people call me the Mustachio. I am a shoutcaster. I am a live streamer. Content creator wannabe, but no time to make content. So I just play games online and entertain people.
All right. Cool. So is it AJ or the mustachio? Which one?
Whatever makes you smile, bro.
Okay, ladies, which one makes you smile? AJ or mustachio?
Mustachio.
Oh, apparently, what makes them smile is the mustachio. Okay, so yeah, I like how
Mustachio, yes.
honest our guests are today. It's good. It's good. Right. Apparently,
Why not?
AJ don't make people happy,
Banana.
so the mustachio is better. All right. So I'm assuming that AJ is your real name, is your real name and alias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But growing up in Malaysia, bro, my name is Anton Jermaine Tanabala Singham. Okay?
Ooh.
Yeah, you get a Malaysian to say your name, yeah, it doesn't happen. Like one out of a million times, maybe one time they hit it right. And that one time is so questionable. They'll go like Anton Germany Singham. So
It's okay, it's a mood. I
AJ
understand.
it shall be, bro.
Anton.
Anton Jermaine
Anton Jumain.
What's the last one?
Tanabala Singham.
Bala Singham. Dude, chat, feel free to try and see which one of you can actually write his name properly, like the right spelling and all that. He will point out in the chat, like which one of you managed to spell his name correctly, right?
Yeah, Malaysia
Let's
not
see
being
who's the
able
true
to spell
Malaysian.
names.
Like.
And yeah, no, I feel bad that you have such a long name because you're like one of those kids where in school times, while you were still writing your name, and some other people who have short names are already done, and you're
No,
still
no,
like,
I used to be the smart kid sitting down at the back of the class. I don't write my name. The teacher writes it for me because rebellious, bro. She knows. Oh, right answer, Mustachio.
Rebellious. All right. Thank you so much, Mustachio. And last but not least,
Hi, hello guys, and hello to the guests at the studio. My name is Alip Ash, known as Big Daddy Alip. I'm the variety streamer for Kuzu Esports and the manager and founder for Kuzu Esports and a amateur shortcaster as well.
all right. So Alit Ash, but we call you Big Daddy Alit.
Yep, true.
So
I
And we,
wanted to
Yeah.
say something.
you want to say
to call me daddy, yeah. We have
Whoa.
already
Wow,
had the
calm
issue
down.
before.
It's only like 8:15, okay? Call you
It's
what?
good enough.
It's good enough. Oh, it's good enough. Call you what?
Apa besar?
We had this discussion before, Flava.
Okay.
Do you still want to call me daddy?
No. I'm not good with that. All right, ladies. You choose. Okay, you choose. All right. Here's the thing. Since the only ladies in the house right now are the ones physically at the studio. All right. So choose. It's either Alip Ash, Big Daddy Alip, or Daddy.
I wanted to say something was because I usually watch Alip's stream
Okay.
and it's actually not appropriate, so I'm not going to say anything about it.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
no!
sorry.
I'm trying to imagine your chat calling you,
Secrets
hey
has
Daddy,
been
you did
exposed."
great. Oh.
Yeah, well, you know, you have it once a day. It's good enough.
Yeah, true.
People in the chat
Fair
from
enough.
Kuzu Gang. I guess you all know
Yeah.
what I'm talking
Fair
about.
enough.
Okay,
enough.
Let's stick to Big Daddy Alit is quite fine, you know, like just Daddy
Yeah,
on its
true.
own.
Sure.
Maybe not.
Big
I don't know.
Daddy.
Mustachio, what you feel? Would you mind calling him Daddy?
I'll call him Bapak Besar. Bapak.
Nice one.
Let's go.
Alit, would you mind because of serverDNA and stuff, right? Because of what Mustachio said, maybe your nickname might just change from Big Daddy Alit to Bapak Besar.
Bapa
Yeah,
Besar
there
is
you
fine
go.
though, no?
Even
So
the
I
girls
can
agree.
rebrand myself now.
All right.
Localized brand.
Somebody in the chat knows. Somebody in the chat knows.
All right.
A video
day
day.
keeps us away.
Oh no!
Bapak
Besar.
Besar.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, okay, this might be your new name starting today, right? At this very second right now, you're called Bapak Besar Alit.
Yep, true.
Okay, cool.
Perhaps I can rebrand myself now.
And it's not too late,
Yeah.
man. Don't worry.
At least
don't
I'm
worry.
not saying Abba.
See, at least you rebranded before Tier 1 signs you, bro.
I don't think they.
The ship have sailed, bro. The ship has sailed.
The shit itself. Alright. Okay, one thing I make up from this introduction we had between ourselves is that I'm surprised that you guys did such an amazing intro and Kokan just had like a short 10-second intro for himself. You know? I'm expecting more from you. You are very experienced. You've been a content creator, you've been a streamer for quite a while compared to most of us right here. But you had the least amount of things to say.
Actually, last streaming is on end of 2020.
Oh.
Abang Kokan. Abang Kokan. Sorry. Biar
Yeah.
saya jawabkan. It's because we are nobodies. We need to introduce ourselves.
Yeah,
On
true.
screen.
Memang
Kokan
pun.
is the man. Who does not know Mr. Kokan?
No,
So
lah,
basically,
actually,
True.
I think that's a good thing. So all you had to say just now was just like,
Hi.
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 Less is more.
So behind that hi was like a whole essay behind it. Korang tak kenal aku ke? Aku lah Kokan lah.
Serious lah, weh, come on lah.
Okay. Here's the thing. There's a better intro to Kokan. For those who do not know, right? I mean, just by his voice itself, I'm very sure you've already caught this. That he is actually the voice behind the commercial that you so hate on YouTube, okay? Alright?
See the shit?
Yeah. Did you
Itulah
notice
game
he was
baru
actually the
kita.
voice
Itulah dia
behind the
game baru
commercial?
kita. Rise of
Hey.
Kingdom.
You are the very voice that people had
Everyone
to
is
hear
having nightmare already.
before. Yeah, exactly. We know when people would skip to ad, like in 5 seconds, they had to hear Mr. Kokan's voice here.
Can we hear it now? Like,
Can we hear Kokan? Can you like recreate that?
Alright, okay.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
Okay, itulah dia game baru kita.
Rise of Kingdom.
Rise of Kingdom.
You may think you're a big shot for doing that, but you are the very voice that everybody's like cepat lah habis mamat ni.
Boleh lah.
But anyways, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us right here at the studio. We're going to be discussing on a topic that I would like to say thank you to our boss for recommending this topic. We're going to be talking about micro and macro influences and which one is better than the other, right? Because we know that in the world of entertainment, not just in gaming, esports, and events, like influencers play a very important role. But we're trying to find out in between micro and macro which one is better in, in different aspects of things. All right. So first of all, let's start off by identifying what in the world is micro and macro influences. All right. And how do you figure out who is macro, who is micro? Like what kind of numbers are we looking at right now? Okay. The thing is, I don't want to hear from the event organizers and more. Especially, I don't want to hear from you as well yet. Because I want to hear from the influencer. Let's see what they feel, and let's see what the event managers think about this. Like in their perspective, what is their definition by it? All right. So, Kokan, what do you think it is?
All right. Macro and micro. Right. Nano.
Micro and nano, yeah.
Micro and nano. So macro and nano is pada mereka yang tak tahu, which is like influencer besar ataupun streamer besar dan juga streamer kecil ataupun influencer kecil. So nak claim orang tu makro ataupun nano, for me I think based on followers lah, right? And then based on well known pada public, because sekarang ni makro I think more kepada 1 M ke atas lah followers at least.
Oh,
maybe
1M.
1M ke atas. Sekarang kan ramai kan influencer dekat Facebook semua 1 M ke atas followers. And then nano ni I'm not sure how to nak pastikan mana level nano ni, because now sekarang ni streamer ni dah terlalu ramai kat Malaysia. And tak semuanya full time, and then most of them buat macam part time sometimes ada, sometimes tak ada. So let kat sini mungkin kita boleh fokus kepada full time dulu. So full time as a nano tu mungkin kita boleh go starting at 10,000 followers, I think. Okay.
So, what's in between 1 million and 10,000 followers? No, because you said macro was 1 million, right?
At least lah.
So at least
macro, which is the highest, kan?
Yeah, which is higher. Yeah. So macro. So in between macro and nano, then what is?
Micro. Micro.
So nano is like 10K and below.
10K below. So nano, micro, macro, right? Kan ada satu lagi.
Oh, so in the middle we call it micro.
Micro, MI.
So nano is like smaller.
Smaller,
Okay, all right. So now I know that all those 700,000K followers, they're not macro yet. So yeah, you're not there yet, okay? You're not macro yet.
Yeah. To be a macro, maybe you mestilah nama yang sentiasa disebut-sebut, kan, macam
like
like
Celebrity.
celebrity. Yeah, like celebrity, kan. Kita pergi kedai mamak ke apa, ada orang borak-borak pasal dia. So I think that one considered is macro.
Okay, all right. I like that explanation. All right. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I have to agree. Like macro would be in those big numbers, upwards of 1 million. Nano would be upwards of 1,000. Micro would be upwards of 10,000. Yeah, and ranging, because nano. Because you have to be doing something, of course, right? It's like you can have 1,000 friends that you reach out to. You could call yourself a nano influencer, but like if it's 1,000 strangers, definitely nano influencer, because you reach them in some way. So yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool. All right, AJ, Alip, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think in terms of micro, as we have known, is those streamers who are very well known, especially in Malaysia. When you say his or her name, like people already know, oh, this is the guy from this stream, from this channel, or he's an ex-pro player and all. Well, when we talk about nano, especially nano streamers, nano influencer is someone who has their own circle, has their own community, and they are very tight and close to that community, rather than the micro influencer, which is they have a wide community and groups that they are into to spread. Either they want to do some product placements, they want to do a little bit of marketing, or they want to do some, public announcement and such.
All right, AJ, any last additions to this?
Yeah, it's all just about the numbers, man. I mean,
Yeah.
just like what Alip said, right? I think the way Kokan put it was the best because to a certain degree, you can't really. Okay, wait, the definition itself follows the numbers, lah, right? If you ada 10,000 followers, but you're very popular, nobody cares because you're still at 10,000 followers, right? But like Kokan said, if you are in everyone's mouths and minds, I think even without looking at the numbers, you can consider yourself quite the macro. And like Alip said, in each of these different levels, you've got different levels of engagement within the community. So there's no love loss regardless of where you are. It's just different responsibilities in terms of how you treat or engage with your community. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, now ladies, since all of you have kind of heard like from this influences about the definition of things, right? You're being in the event industry. You do events, you're a talent manager yourself, and you do events and manage talents at the same time as well. What is your definition of influences? Like, I'm very sure you hire them in some ways. Like, how do you do a breakdown of these influences? Is it really based on numbers? And what would the numbers be?
I think it depends on like what kind of events are you talking about? Are you talking about like the large scales, like like esports events, or like the gaming events, or like the gaming exhibition events? Like I'll give an example. I don't like throwing names out, but like Level Up and all that kind of things. Like that kind of macro or like the influences from that circle, or like say ACG for an example. Like they have their own macro influences and like micro influences in that sense. So I guess it's around something like that. Like what Alip said was correct, because it depends on what community you're in and what community you place yourself in. And until maybe at one point you become like a household name, like I think like Mr. Kokan said, he said like when you go into the mama, people would be like, oh, if you say like so and so, and they're like, oh yeah, I know that person, I saw the stream, or I saw her on the papers, or something like that. That kind of level, I guess. But it's more like how you place yourself with what community you want to be in. That kind of thing. I don't know. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
sorry.
no,
Yeah.
it's okay, because like I guess coming from like a cosplayer point of view, I guess we have a very limited circle, because we know each other from like we know each other. We are connections. We are quite close, and it's like a little family. So it's like you don't really get out there until, say, you're like people know you more for like either your streaming or your cosplay pictures and stuff like that. So it's like a different different whole mindset, I guess, from there. Yeah, because from my point of view, like Nano can start from when you have, say, people from like 500 and onwards. Then maybe you hit like 5K, then you consider you're in the nano range, and then micro range is like from 5K onwards to maybe 50K, 75K. And then from there, then probably you graduate into like the macro side of things. But it also really depends like what community you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised the number you placed was like 75 for micro,
No,
and then beyond that.
I'm
was
just like a gauge.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
numbers always change. You can't say like, oh,
Correct.
like this group is macro, this group is micro, this group is nano. But when like numbers always fluctuate, and also
Correct,
it's like it's also based on viewership, or like
engagements, number of
and
views,
stuff like that, yeah.
CCVs, and all that. Yeah, what you can reach also.
Yeah, what you can reach. Sometimes like two people might be doing the same thing, but sometimes the other person gets the higher reach than you do, but you're doing like exact same thing. Like cosplay streams, or like gaming streams.
Correct, because
Like
probably they're just engaging to the right crowd, the right people, hence, very concentrated kind of things that you want, especially from what the client wants, we will say, because they're the ones pouring money into this.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Zoe, okay, I'll get Yiman first, right? Yiman, you manage tier 1 and gaming talents. All right, so how do you break down these talents into like, do you hire nano talents, or you're all about only macro? Or
Of course not.
okay.
All types of talents are, no matter you're big, you're small, everyone has different goals. And based on different goals, we will market them differently as well. Yeah. As everyone has already mentioned, how we actually set up the benchmark, the numbers, it doesn't really matter because like it depends on the platform. Like Facebook numbers, the Twitch numbers will varies very differently, and then Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia numbers will make very differently as well. How do we actually define that? And on top of it, other than nano, micro, macro, there's also mega as well, which is usually the
mega.
celebrity level.
Yeah, like Saikuno and the stuff, right? Like the big ones.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are like worldwide watched.
If you were to throw a certain number to not just nano, micro, or even macro, but including mega, what would the number be? Just a throw a number in general, you should say.
What kind of scenario first?
Let's say since everybody's mostly here on gaming industry, right? Gaming and esport. Let's say if it was like how do you say that? Public appearance probably for an event. Yeah.
Actually, any numbers can work as well.
Yeah, any numbers can work, but how do you do a breakdown like which is considered like mega, what's a micro, what's a macro? Just to differentiate between levels.
I think anything between 5, 6 digits is good enough. Because these people, they are already established, they know how to carry themselves in the public places. Yeah, they are carry the brand, having the right fit and proper for the purpose.
All right, cool. I like that number I've been throwing, 5 to 6 figures. It's quite big. But if they were like 7 figures, that's definitely a mega, right? Or would you say like even bigger than that?
Definitely can be considered as mega already.
Yeah, I think that's cool to hear. So Zoe, let's get the best for the last right here. It's like, what do you think? For somebody who organize only non-social events, right? We would like to know, all right? So are the
Social
influencers you
events.
hire, like, do you want your influencers to not socialize at all? I don't know.
No, of
Yeah,
course
yeah.
we hope influencer is the one who influencing everyone, being socialized.
Okay.
But I think the first part, of course, the figure of followers, it's really just a reference for us because some of them maybe they have like 4 figures, but their reach out, their outcomes kind of bad. It's not that they are not good in that industry. It's just somehow their USP is different. Their audience don't really want to reach out what he create. I mean the content he created. So that's why usually how we filter out, right? It's first of course the numbers, and then secondly we will show out like 2 to 3 options to our client. And somehow in that industry, they will be like, oh, I know them. And okay, I got you. And we will just reach out to them and trying out to, talk to them first. Because when your client need it, but your audience doesn't need it, so that's not things that you really want to get them. Yeah. So then, as well as sometimes the audience love them. I mean, love the influencer a lot, but the client say no. So we have to balance out, and we have to just pick the right one, and also go back to objective. Okay, we are going to these objectives. It's not there to socialize only. Yeah, thank you for words. Like really, not there to just have fun. Especially now streaming.
Oh.
You just chit chat, and then or maybe the reach out it's really high, but it doesn't reach the objective they want. Can be sales, can be lucky draw giveaways.
Yes.
Can be a lot of stuff, right? So that's how we actually measure it.
All right. I like the last part when you mentioned about sales as well, because some of the reasons why these influencers or talents get hired also is there's always an objective behind it. Like other than viewership, like people also want to see that how many clicks that they get, so they can actually measure like how much these influencers have influence you into clicking these websites, into buying items by watching the content of influencers and more, right? And you also mentioned about USP, which is a unique selling point, because there's no such thing as a talent that does everything.
Yep.
So different people has different things they do.
Actually, influencer is doing really hard, for the, during these times. Because last time, back then, they just check on like the number of followers they have, and then maybe the USP they have. But now they add on like what is their past experience. what
yeah.
is the project they usually do, and finally, what is their outcome.
Yeah, and I think that's great, right? Because I think in the past, how influencers kind of got the jobs was just based on who's got the greatest of numbers.
Oh, yes.
And numbers are really easy to get depending on, what you actually put up as content.
Yep.
And those numbers might not really be relevant to the jobs that you actually get at the end of the day.
Yes.
Which is why there was such a huge mismatch in a lot of establishments where they were having issues with influencers per se, because you bring them in to represent your business and your quality, but at the end of the day, that's not the 100%, right? Which is, I guess, goes back to what Yiman was saying earlier as well. It's not always about the numbers, it's about the quality as well, right?
Ultimately, businesses will want to look at the results that you can bring on the table for them. Because you can have the highest reach, the most amount of followers, but your engagement is like cannot be seen, then ultimately they will not come back to you for the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But Yiman, if you don't mind me asking you a question, because earlier we were all going through the numbers of, macro, nano, etc., right? But maybe before we can continue the conversation, it will be really nice to have a proper base. So Anas and Alip, where do you guys stream?
Usually I'm stream on Facebook
Facebook. Anas?
and doing a little bit of content here and there on Instagram and also YouTube as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I stream on Twitch and I do content on YouTube as well.
Okay, so Yiman, would you be able to maybe shed a little bit of light? Because although, like for example, like me myself, I'm on Facebook, I would like to explore YouTube later on in the future. But what's common between all of us right now is we are all Malaysians, right? Like you mentioned, when you determine the number, it's different for Filipinos, it's different for Singaporeans as well as Malaysians, because you've got your base crowd within your country itself that gives you most of your views and numbers. So for platforms like ours within Malaysia, what would be the range like when you want to classify a certain talent under tier 1 management as micro, nano, macro, and mega?
Actually, in our company, we don't classify them according to all of these things because they are all
Nice,
one
okay.
under us.
Love it. Love the answer already. Nice, okay.
But we have-
Basically,
yeah.
everybody's a cadet. Nobody gets promoted. Everybody was just the same.
No, because in tier 1, we have two different type of categories. One is called the top 1%, which is usually the mega level. Because why we call it the mega level influencer, not on numbers, but on everything else that they do. Because they are brand ready, they are professional, they are established. You can just throw their product, they know how to do it for you already. And then the other type is called the Amplify program. We have a AAA program on different aspects, like the people who wants to go into the esports, the shoutcasting, what Alip wanted to go into. Oh, sorry, I mean the Big Daddy. And then
Bapak besar. Okay? Bapak besar. You might want to change this in the tier 1 database. It's no longer Big Daddy, okay?
actually, Alip is one of our talents, lah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then also the one is Amplify, which is a talent. And then what we do here is actually to provide a platform to grow them as a talent.
I see.
That's why we don't. It doesn't matter, you start out, you only have like 500 followers, or you have 5,000 or 500,000. They are all the same because everyone, they are going to be groomed differently and marketed differently based on your goals and what is your end results and things.
Actually,
I as an influencer, okay, am I an influencer? I don't think I'm an influencer, but as a content creator myself, I'm happy to hear that, right? Because when you get into the industry, when you get into this game itself, what a lot of people are chasing is for the numbers, because they think that when they get the numbers, then good things will come their way. When they get the numbers, brand deals will come their way. Tier 1 is going to come their way. They're going to get blacklisted finally. But, but at the end of the day, when you go chasing in for the numbers, I think that is where a lot of people kind of like suck it a bit. They kind of chase the wrong horse, if I may put it. I don't even know if that's the saying.
You can chase a number,
No,
but do you
that's
know how to maximize your numbers or not? It's a main question here.
Yeah, that's true. Because you could have a lot of followers, and I think we've all pretty much said it just now. You could have a lot of followers, but if your engagement is not as high or practically zero, then what's the point? You're a face, but you're a face that stays a face. You're not a face that kind of talks back, kind of,
Yeah.
interacts
And vice
with
versa,
people.
man. If you're tiny and you've got engagement, then I think what you can just take away from that is when this guy grows big or when this girl grows big, what can they be if they continue to develop this, providing, of course, they develop it in the right way.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I gotta agree with AJ and Anas here. Like, back when I was started streaming, when I was like 3 digits, 2 digits, and all, what were going on our heads as people who are starting up is numbers,
Yeah.
all those follows, all those likes and all.
Yeah.
But for me, after I have been doing this for roughly almost 1 year, numbers doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Especially the followers count, especially the subscribers count and all, because everyone can, show the support by like following you and liking you, but you're gonna see the real numbers when you set up your stream, you're uploading your content, and then you see like in the stats part, you see how many people that are sitting in your stream like 4 hours, 5 hours, who are always engaging with you and who are always liking and sharing your stream, which is different. Sometimes like I see a couple of my friends who has higher numbers than me, but has a really, really low viewer count. So it kind of like punched me in the face a bit, saying that having higher follower count doesn't mean that people are following you because of content, mostly following you because I just press the button and that's all.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing more.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Probably-
that would be
probably
that
that
would be
person-
the one that hurts the most, right? You press that's the one that hurts to hear. It's like, what kind of streamer are you? I press the button, all I see is you, but you're not talking back to me. I ask a question, you ignore it. It's like, what is happening there? Yeah, and I think to what AJ said earlier as well, you really do have to just not focus on numbers. Like, I think there was a time when I first started, I was just like, oh my god, YouTuber, oh, I can get brand deals, I can get rich.
Yeah, everyone.
It's like,
I need to
us,
put a
it's us.
disclaimer
If it's
here.
that
though.
simple.
The disclaimer
Yeah,
is
it's
when I
not that
say,
simple.
okay, I'm not saying don't focus on the numbers, don't go chasing the wrong numbers. And I think that's what Alip is saying as well.
Yep.
Because like when he mentions, right, he sees like the number of followers is a lot, but the engagement for him, when he goes into the engagement, he sees who's like there sitting down watching him like speak God knows what for 4 hours, and we all have followers like that, right?
Yeah.
We all have really, really loyal followers like that, which we really appreciate, and those are the people that matter. So I wouldn't say numbers don't matter. You need to know which numbers actually
Yeah,
make
true.
the
Yeah.
difference in your
Very true.
stream.
Right, yeah.
What brings in the quality at the end of the day.
I think this is all like
And
quality
in the
data behind
the
it.
end of the
Yes,
day,
definitely.
as nano influencer, if we chase the wrong numbers, we're gonna end up giving up way too early.
Yeah.
I have seen a couple of my friends who have started way before me or at the same time, which I am starting as becoming like a variety streamer. I see like a lot of them like giving up just because of numbers.
Numbers
Never
not
one
rising,
is
not enough
Sorry,
likes.
never one from the comment section is saying that at times she feels like she's nowhere near as an influencer. You see, never one. It really depends on what you want to define as an influencer, right? But who do you want to influence in the first place? Like, I step out into the world to
Yeah.
create content. I didn't step out into the world with the intention to influence. The opportunity to, and I guess the gift to influence comes along with the process, right?
Yeah.
So I guess if you set out with the intention to influence in the first place, people will see that your intention is to influence. It's like the people who do review videos and unboxing, right? It's a huge thing for content creators to get into it because it's the type of content that gets views. But they soon fall into a process where they start selling the items that are sponsored to them. And it's similar when you go out there and you try to influence people. If you just go out there and just have fun, be yourself, play those games and chill, then you get to meet people like this, and eventually you start feeding off and people start getting influenced by you. Isn't that right, Ali?
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean like when we all first started, I think AJ and also Anas can agree. we don't set our heads to become influencer. That wasn't our like number one goal. Our number one goal was to, have fun. We love games. We all love games. We love to play them. We just want to have fun with an audience. We want that, the engagement, that comments, that discussion in our stream, in our content. Even not right now, we don't even call ourselves influencer. We just call ourselves content creators.
Yeah.
But if people see us as influencer, that's a good thing. But
Yeah.
like
It's a bonus again.
yeah, it's a bonus. But being an influencer, it's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with the words that you say, the actions that you do, because it's going to reflect yourself as a brand. Either it's going to tarnish your brand or going to like lift your brand into a higher state.
Yeah, I think the brand is aside, lah, bro. Because a lot of people who watch you are children, right? I mean, it's kids.
Wow.
And, yeah, I mean, teens.
I say children, is it?
Agak besar.
I mean, what kind of content do you do?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, people watch, people learn as well. And by the way, to address Never One again, what in the world are you talking about? I thought you were one of the best creators within Malaysia that I wanted to work with, a long time ago. And you create quite dope ass content. Oh, I said ass, not straight.
Well, for those who do not know, number one is actually Mira. So he's actually he's been around in the esports scene for quite a long time.
Yes.
He's a community leader for League of Legends. And she hates it when people just assume bad things about League of Legends. Like I messed
And
up.
she's an influencer.
I messed
I don't
up.
know
Yeah,
what she's
yeah, yeah.
talking
She's
about.
definitely an influencer and a community manager.
Sus.
Yeah. So Mira, don't say you're not you're not influencer. You yourself are definitely. All right. So I'm surprised. We should have played some sad song while everybody was expressing their anger about how they feel and all that. And then at the other end, in the other end of the spectrum, and then I'm just looking at the Kokans, like look at the macro influencer. He doesn't even have to see anything.
Kerana bapak besar hanya perlu duduk
Kokan,
di sini
you're
dan
okay,
tengok
okay,
anak-anak
Kokan. There
muridnya.
was a point. You are now literally a macro influencer, I would say, in Malaysia. Like there was a point where you were a micro or even a nano influencer. Were this the same feelings you had back then?
Actually, susah nak cakap lah sebab orang nak jadi streamer macam orang lain nak jadi gamers, nak jadi streamer. For me, saya lain. That time saya lepas accident, so saya tak boleh berjalan, duduk atas kursi roda. And sebelum accident tu, within sebulan sebelum, saya dah set dengan isteri saya sekarang ni, masa tu belum kahwin.
Wife. Okay. Girlfriend.
Oh my god.
So kita dah set yang kita orang akan kahwin sekian-sekian tarikh. So after that saya accident. So bila accident confirm tak boleh nak cari duit. Kan kita dah tak boleh nak berjalan, tak boleh nak kerja. So bila patah tulang paha ni take like setahun 2 tahun baru boleh start cari income. So from that saya Google, saya cari cara macam mana nak buat duit menggunakan komputer ni. So saya cuba macam-macam, jual itu, jual ini dekat online, and then end up-nya saya jadi seorang streamer. So, saya jadi streamer tu bukan kehendak saya nak jadi streamer. Saya jadi streamer tu sebab masa tu saya nampak peluang boleh buat duit kat situ. And within few months, saya boleh dapatkan income, and lepas tu kita orang kahwin. And until now, sampai sekarang saya more fokus kepada not really to be a streamer and all that, but mostly duit lah. Buat benda tu sebab duit. And now sekarang dah ada anak 2 orang 2 orang anak.
He emphasize orang anak 2.
So fokus. Saya mau kepada itulah, mau kepada mana saja tempat yang boleh buat duit, saya fokus kat situ. So now since saya dah masuk dalam bidang e-sport, saya buat macam-macam dalam bidang e-sport. So the easiest way for me is this one lah, content creator dan juga streamer. Cara antara salah satu dalam e-sport scene yang paling mudah untuk dapatkan duit. Okay. But the thing is, of course lah, kita need to be full time and then juga fokus untuk dapatkan number tu. Memang kadang-kadang number tak naik, tapi kita kena cari reason kenapa number tu nak naik. Kita betulkan keadaan supaya number tu naik. Sebab number tu penting. End up-nya kita nak bayar bil itu ini semua pakai duit. So nak dapatkan duit tu dengan number. Itulah sebab klien semua sponsorship memang akan cari number juga.
Yeah. Alright. I think that's like a hard truth. AJ, you wanted to ask something? Sorry, Tukukan.
Ya, Kokan, saya nak tanya. Wife suruh cakap ada anak tapi dia ada cakap tak berapa kali kena
dia macam ada KPI ke kena sebut berapa kali so that you make it sound like macam your wife is like a client kena sebut ada anak 3 kali dalam satu episod.
Yelah, nak
KPI.
bodek kan, nak tambah kena lah macam tu kan.
Nak bodek.
So, actually tak adalah. Sekali sebut pun cukup lah. As long kita sebut lepas lah kan.
No, because tadi before you wanted to say like before you get married, bila nak sebut girlfriend tu macam susah nak sebut. Dia macam
tu.
Dia suka cakap sebelum dia menjadi wife.
Nak sebut apa ni? Sebut wife lah.
Okay. Okay, you're in same. I think they're okay though. I think your wife happy that you sebut. People tahu.
I hope so.
KPI reach dah.
KPI reach. Ini kan. So macro influencer. So dia kena sebut lebih sikit.
The wife will be like, reach.
Bagus. Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. Alright. Let's be as transparent as possible. And of course, as when you do events, when you do any kind of activation about promotion, marketing, and all that, obviously you want to hire influencer. Of course, there's influencer with high numbers. There's influencers with low numbers. At which point do you look for the nano and the micro influencers? Other than tak cukup budget. Other than not having enough budget, I know that some people like we cannot afford the macro one, so we got this much. Let's hire nano and micro. Other than that excuse, what other reasons would there be to hire the small influencers?
I think for event, usually we will go with the one that they got their own opinion. Like the KOL, like key opinion leader, they are the leading one in that industry. I mean, it's not a must to have passion on that thing or the product or the industry, but themselves need to do some homework before you come to the live or you come to the event. And you show up in a very energetic way, very influencing way, that people will somehow look at you and okay lah, buy 100 pieces, something like that, you know, like wow.
Really? Like what? Example?
No lah, nah.
Like what example is this? So you're telling me if you put Kokan there, like what example for product?
Maybe he just drink one soya, you know, like soya will be like thousands selling out there. You understand?
Okay.
You understand? Like he doesn't need to like buy this in 7-Eleven and you will get whatever. He just need to drink and do whatever he want, like mention about his wife or mention about something else.
And then people
Everybody's
will
looking at
and
Kokan in
people
a
go
different way right now. Like you are a macro influencer just because you have 2 kids.
like everyone's looking at Kokan's jacket, MSI. Ooh, wow, MSI is a good brand.
Guess what he had to do? Mention wife, mention 2 kids.
So is that a new benchmark right now?
Yeah, I got benchmark, right? Okay, wait. Okay, before we jump into things, you did mention like, some of them don't have to mention. Sometimes you see these people do this kind of actions and that's already enough, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like probably if you see AJ like okay, if you look at AJ, right? You just look at AJ. He is called the Mustachio for a reason. It's not because of his beard, it's his mustache, right? Like what kind of product you think will be best suit him?
Actually, I being catch with his LED light behind. I'm not sure if that is the virtual background or what, but that's something that I want something like that as well to put behind my room. You know,
Shopee can buy on Shopee.
yeah.
It's called glow warna. Wait, I think.
I like how all this is coming. Yes, everybody has like a game.
Nice.
Glow warna, baby.
Hey, did you guys
Malaysian
pakat
brand,
something
Malaysian
before the show? Is it like, AJ, I'm gonna talk about this. You get ready with the product by your side.
Remember to get commission from this company.
Yeah.
Nah. Malaysian brand. I support because
Malaysian brand.
I think also to be real, because out there a lot of stuff it's because of advertisement and because KPI, so-called KPI, and you have to mention like this dinosaur. Dinosaur pula.
Dragon.
Dragon.
Not dinosaur. You see, you need to study about the product first, okay?
That's why I cannot be influencer. That's why I cannot be influencer.
How is that a dinosaur?
No, as in like this
Technically
dragon,
it's
right? Just place here, and somehow you don't mention what's the purpose here.
Yes.
Just to be real, and somehow the brand will speak by itself.
Yeah.
That's the branding manager do. Like influencer, what you need to do is just be yourself. I think that's the main point of it.
There's a reason why Zoe's actually wearing red today, right? Just following the theme, MSI for today. Yeah, that's very good. And also one more thing to point, you did mention about influencers are expected to study or know about the brand. Like the moment you get them, they kind of know what to do. Like not just drinking, but also how to dress up, how to appear, how to talk to people and all that.
Yep.
Have you ever faced, like have any of you faced any challenges when hiring I like that smile already. Like what kind, I don't want you to name any influencers, alright? We're trying to be as transparent and honest as possible. Have you had any issues with influencers that you have hired before? Oh, come on! I hate these people so much.
I think there's just too many, you know, we have to think which one.
So the people want to hear, okay, tell us problematic influences, yeah, okay.
This much people like gossip.
Yeah, it is. Did you know that you should have done your research. This is a gossip show, okay? Alright, anyone, you can start with you. I'm very sure you said you have a lot of stuff. Share one. It doesn't have to be so bad, just at least one.
Like for example, influencer A, not names, just influencer A.
Starts with
no,
A.
we give them a game review to do. No, of course, to do game review, you have to study the background of the developers, and then if you want to do reviews, you have to of course do your homework. To what is your objective of doing this review? Like,
are you trying to give harsh reviews or like overcoat reviews?
Yeah, and then you know have to review every single aspect of the games. Like for example, if it's an indie game, you want to give some good constructive comments about like the level design, the game, and then what the soundtrack, character development, everything you have to give proper so that not just you are able to influence your audience what is good about this game, but I have seen some influencer. The first word that they write is like, I hate this game. Make me so stressed.
Wait, that's what I said. Okay, wait. Just to be clear, right? Like some people, when they ask you to review, it's like a choice. It's either they will tell you that whether they want you to give honest reviews, there's honest reviews, and a dishonest review, meaning that you must say it is good, no matter how shitty and bad the game is, right? So I assume this one they were asking for good reviews.
No,
right?
I mean the key is constructive comments.
Okay, constructive. Okay.
You don't have to write. Just like no, I hate. I mean, mention why do you hate it.
So he didn't even say why.
Yeah.
So it's just like a one-liner, I hate this game.
Or people is like if the games are very hard, like for example like Dark Souls, like for example.
Dark Souls.
No, people always die. It's like why is it so hard? And then is it because you're noob or because the game is so well designed that you just cannot get past it like the old games last time.
Yeah.
If all you do is say no, I hate this game, I rage quit, all those things, you're not helping the company doing the review. It's like, hello, they do this for a purpose,
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you that you hate my game. Then what's the purpose of me giving you to review my game?
And being real by saying bad comments sometimes it's not bad because somehow the company will hear it and they know it and they know they have to do their job. That's the power of influencer as well. Like they are the source.
Sometimes,
Or they'll say bye-bye to you next time.
Yeah, they'll be like, okay, no.
Yeah, okay, no more. I get it. Okay, that's one thing. All right, Zoe, you're not allowed to jump on her point. She already gave her point on a bad influencer habit. Okay, that's one. Okay, one of you say something. Bad things that influencers do. The influencers also can say something that bad influencers do. Or even the chat, you can tell me what bad influencers do, right? Yeah, okay. Zoe, share one.
I think from my part is somehow they don't know about this brand, but they got the power of influencing of it. So we get them there, and that's why I keep on highlighting like you have to do a lot of homework because that's not the organizer's job to remind you to do your homework because you get paid, you just do your job lah. And even maybe the organizer or the host itself send you the information is not just like not enough, then you just Google it because they are a company, they are a brand. Like everyone, anywhere you can just get it from Google, right? So you just do your job, and somehow we get someone like they didn't prepare. They come to that place and say, "Oh, this is the game or this is the product." I was like, "Oh yes." And so what's now? And you know, during live they will be like, so what's this name again?
Oh my gosh.
And the producer is like writing down, very angry and pissed off, and showing up in the camera, like behind the camera, and say, "Read this, thank you."
Oh
I
no.
was like, okay, nothing much from client because they didn't actually know what happened. But from the perspective of the talent, like especially talent manager, they will be like, hello, can you don't do this?
Oh yeah,
Because we know.
because the
yeah.
client
I
will
do
nag at
understand.
you because
Instead of
is this the
talent.
influencer that you recommended to
What
me?
kind of quality are you giving us here?
And then end up they will be like, okay, maybe that time nothing happened,
Yeah.
but the next time they'll be doubting on, are you sure?
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of dragging our work, our progress. And sometimes we also ask the influencer, are you sure you know this product?
I
Did you use
get
it before?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But somehow I get one, as in he didn't know anything.
It's a he. It's a he. Okay. She didn't say this person. It's a he. So this
Okay.
guy.
And don't know any product
Okay.
or services of it, and end up we just on the spot let him play it, try it now, and spontaneously he have to just give the review of his experience. Luckily, thanks that he loved it.
Oh.
You understand, right? Like immediately you
yeah.
play it and you feel like, oh, this is so good, and da 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 da. I think that's something people want to see, like the real, the authentic side of you, which didn't ruin it lah. Nasib.
Okay. I know that you like authenticity as well. Not
Yeah.
so predetermined. Like you need to be happy and all this, but a little bit authenticity like works as well. But don't to a point where you really don't know the game and you try to be smart, and you know when you try to be smart and you say, oh, this game's like a 9 out of 10. You know, this is like
Sometimes they even
those
spell it
there.
wrongly of the name.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Maybe you see wrongly, right? Like you have to pusing a bit lah, because you are the one who say it, so you
Okay.
have to just take it back.
Okay, all right. Okay, before I get to you, right? You think of something that you want to share that's bad, right? About influencers you've actually worked with, do something. Let's get to our influencers and see what they feel. Have you ever like effed
Worked with a
up
bad
and do
organizer?
something bad? Or you just didn't realize,
turn
you
the
thought you did
tables.
great?
Or how the tables are.
Like, did you think you did
How the
great,
turntables.
or you know that you made a mistake, or you're one of those being mentioned by our people right here? Like for example, Anas, have you ever
Salah,
misspelled
bro.
a
If
game?
we
No, I'm
talk
too-
about
I'm too
ourselves,
small.
then we even banggakan diri. You know, it's not very
Yeah.
professional.
Like
Yeah, no.
Like,
I'm too small. I haven't had any problems yet.
yeah, okay.
Anyways, yeah, I haven't had any problems yet. But I've seen the examples that they've put out. You know, like you're mentioning, like a game review. Yeah, okay. I have quite the bias in terms of watching who I watch for game reviews. I like people that are very well-mannered. They're very fair. They write their scripts. They don't just play the game and it's just like, okay, so you see how I hit the wall? This game, bad movement. You see how I died there? Hard difficulty. They need to tone it down a bit. It's like, no. It's like, give a more like
Context.
genuine,
Yeah.
well thought out
Like
review.
factual.
That I like those. That's my kind of thing.
Or
And
probably like a
there has
comparison.
been some people I do follow where they, like you said, like game bad, don't play. And then I don't play it because I'm like, man, I trust this guy quite a bit. I trust their voice and I don't touch the game. But then give it a year or two and then it starts getting recommended to me again or some story comes out about it and it's just like, wow, I shouldn't have listened to that dude. I should have just tried out the game myself. That's it.
Okay, cool. Right. Kokan,
Yeah, actually
you.
memang banyak lah kan. Both side lah. Me myself, Rise of Kingdom tu actually pun salah tulis sebenarnya.
What do you mean salah tulis?
Dia KIN bukan KING. But however tu jadi memes. King, dia suppose kin. KINDOM.
Did you know this?
Actually memang
I didn't
salah
know
itu.
about that.
Itu
I
memang
didn't
mistake
know
lah yang kat
this.
situ.
I thought it was Kingdom.
Wait. So which one is it? What's the correct spelling?
Before it was Kingdom. KINDOM.
Okay.
My caption Kingdom. King, which is KING. Itu yang mistake lah. But however klien okey cakap sebab become memes. So dia orang pun happy lah.
Okay lah.
Become viral.
So nama game tu tak ada.
So I like how everybody was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I didn't know that.
That's not a mistake, that is a feature.
And some more like ada juga organizer yang I mean like agency datang approach untuk provide client punya content, and then some more they just bagi saja macam tu, this is the red, this is thing that you need to do, tapi dia tak bagi detail. So end upnya kita terkial-kial nak cari, bila tanya reply WhatsApp, email tak balas, tapi deadline dah ada. So itu pun kadang-kadang organizer pun need to take action jugalah.
I like how you're looking at them as an organizer kena lah. like would they know what to hire you or something?
It's like,
I know that you want to send a message across to organizers.
Yalah, organizer,
you didn't have to look at them.
Ya, memang betul ada talent yang buat hal, sebab saya pun buat hal juga before kan. Tapi once kita dah experience and then agent pun banyak kali sound cakap itu cakap ni, so lama kelamaan kita akan faham kan, kita akan faham sebab ini melibatkan duit dan juga melibatkan dua pihak. So kita end up ni kita akan ni lah matured lah dalam kejaya ni kan.
Okay. Alright. Okay, before we get to this question, alright, this statement right here, just want to ask, like, you do know that if these talents, right, when they are under talent managers, like usually the brand who pays the talents, they will not scream at the talent, they will blame the talent manager for not doing a good job, not hiring the right people, or not explaining and all that. But I like your sharing, you were saying that, on our side as influencers, sometimes it goes both ways. Sometimes you don't go through talent manager, you deal direct with the brand. Sometimes the brand does not give you information, so you are like, I don't know what to do. Okay, or give you very little information. Sometimes it's the talent manager, but sometimes also from your end, Zoe did explain, like sometimes they give you just enough information, but the rest you can Google or find or something like that. It goes both ways lah, you know. But usually, like when I do jobs, sometimes when people don't give me enough information, I'll just Google them because rather than waiting,
Internet,
just find as much as information as possible.
Nak cepat YouTube lah. Nak cepat tengok YouTube terus dia explain situ semua.
Correct, yeah. But kan was just expressing influencer, kita orang pun susah juga. Orang tak bagi tu kita information, nak bagi macam-macam.
I think it's about the communication also.
Yeah, communication also lah.
Sometimes somehow I would just say, if very close and friend with the influencer, right? Okay, you settle your own information. I will blast you once I get it from the brand.
Yeah. You just wait for. Sometimes on the day pun tak dapat lagi tau. They need to wait like 30 minutes before the thing about to start. There you go kan lah. AJ, this is your information. And then the influencer will be saying, kau tahu tak, that guy last minute pun nak bagi aku information lah semua ni, 10 hari sebelum tak nak and everything. So this
I
all
think,
communication.
right, Flava, and I think Flava, you will agree with me when I say this. These situations are not new, man, and it's not, as an influencer, as a host, as a person who goes out there and represents the brands in front of the camera, dude, this is not rare, okay? This is like
normal.
Almost all the time. It's a rare occasion to get all of the information perfect where you don't need to do anything, right? And I think that goes to show the quality of the person stepping up as well, in terms of, I wouldn't say how well they can goreng, but how well they can work with whatever that was given to them. Like you mentioned lah, just go out there, Google up a little bit, you should be able to find the as far as the communication breakdown, we need to look at the influencers as well, and not just at the ones hiring the influencers, because if information is not coming, you can ask, and after you have asked, you cannot be blamed if said information is not mentioned, you know, so.
Yeah. Like, I've been working in esports like 2012. It's been quite a while. I did commentaries, I did casting, hosting. So there were a lot of complaints that people do always tell me, influencers like, hey Flava, this guy has not given me information. The event's about to start tomorrow and all. It's like, chill, bro. Like if the information comes to you tomorrow, so they are paying you to do the job. So basically, even if you have half an hour or 5 minutes to prep, I've done events where I only had 5 minutes to memorize the name of the event, the sponsors, the organizers, probably the gold, silver, bronze sponsors and all that, and you have to do it because basically that's what they're paying them for. But if you couldn't do it as a host, let's say for example as a host, right? I would usually print out a card like this, so at least if I don't memorize all of them, if I memorize a bit, and then I'll just write like some small stuff just to remind me of what I need to mention. Like you try your level best, and usually if they know they messed up and gave you last minute information, they would understand if you did it because they know on their part they're like, oh no, we gave them a minute. But they'll be impressed if you as an influencer, no matter if you're micro ke nano ke macro, you're still able to pull this off. Trust me, that talent manager or brand will be so impressed they'll hire you again next time. So basically, like an advice would be like try to do more than what you're supposed to because it impresses your clients and they'll be more than happy to hire you again in the future. That is like a golden rule. Not just because, let's say for example, Anas was given a KPI to reach 1K sales from selling this item online just by posting in Instagram, something like that. If he does beyond that and not just doing one video, he does two, he's like, hey, we didn't pay him to do 2 videos, but he did so. Like, we should get him, you know? Like, just because he put in extra effort. For
I would
something
totally
like
do it actually.
But of course, you know, it sounds easy, but it's not easy to do all this, okay? Some people, I think these are also some of the reasons why you guys actually hire nano and micro influencers because sometimes the macro, okay, this is honest, sometimes the macro, if you ask them to do one thing only, they will do just that one thing, you know. You do anything extra, that one thing, that one you need to add another 1,000.
Here's my bill.
Here's my bill, you know, the bills, the invoice is gonna keep coming, you know. You tell Kokan to do something else, another bill comes in.
Yes.
Here's a cloth, black and white illustrated. One strip.
Ya, betul.
Apa nak minta saya dah janji Kokan duduk sini daripada pukul sini sampai sini, kalau lebih 5 minit itu dikira sejam extra charge and everything. So that's how fussy macro, micro, not all lah, you know, we're not saying all, but you say because people are macro, that somehow they feel like they're superstar.
I think it's because, right, Flavor, time is money, right? I mean, the bigger you are, the more valuable your time is. You want me to do more things for your business, you need to pay me for my time. I mean, not everything comes for free. When you look at the micros, the nanos, or whatever, you know, we small ones are called, I mean, we have the extra time to invest to impress you, lah, you know. But hopefully that work is enough to kind of bring back more jobs. But yeah, I think that is it.
And then I guess on the other side, for the smaller ones, it would be like how hungry they are for a shot in the industry or wherever they're aiming for, you know. Like you said, I would actually do 2 or 3 videos. It might be nonsense, you know, like one will be the proper one, like, okay, so here's the product, here's how it works, whatever, okay, cool. But then I might do 2 other videos and it's like still in good fun, more for me, and it's also just a shot in the dark just to see where it would go.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Anas here. As a nano influencer, like the small guys here, we are more hungry for opportunities. Like, what we believe is, like, if we have, let's say we have a job, and then we did it very, very good, and the client likes us, and it's going to open up to opportunities upon opportunities upon opportunities, and it's kind of like if you're doing it good, it's going to be a change of opportunities coming up ahead. Like for us, it's not only like we need to do content to impress not only the community that we are in, but as well as for our growth, our expansion in terms of either we want it to be more than just a content creator. It's a good opportunity to take all of the jobs that we are offered and do our very best in hopes that future and good opportunities come into our hands.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But okay, by the way, we're just going to do a quick one before we do a commercial break, right? So here's a question for you, Kokan, right? As an influencer, how do you deal with memes of you, the good and bad ones? Uso side.
Both for me is good. It doesn't matter it's toxic ataupun tidak, dua-duanya tetap menaikkan kita punya nama.
There's no such thing as bad marketing.
As a social media, I think tak kisah. Selagi mana kita tak buat benda buruk, Tapi orang cerita buruk, itu tak kisah. Selagi mana nama kita naik, nombor kita naik, so kita punya rate akan jadi naik. So end up ni kita akan dapat lah, kita yang dapat kelebihannya. Kan? Actually memang ramai memang ada yang toksik tu, tapi kita yang drama. Tapi saya tak pernah masuk campur hal drama, hal toksik, gaduh-gaduh kat social media, saya tak pernah terlibat. Sebab bagi saya cukuplah biarlah orang nak toksik kita, tapi at least toksik tu biarlah ada point sikit, maknanya boleh datangkan follower lagi lagi baguslah kan. Lagi
Like were you like just to add to this, were you worried when people making memes about Rise of Kingdom? Is G
actually I'm happy, suka, sangat suka.
Okay.
Saya
No,
sangat
because you're
happy.
worried like takut mak klien
Bangga
aku
tau.
cakap apa pula.
Kadang-kadang pergi kedai kan, itulah dia kan, tiba-tiba dengar pada belakang kan.
Tu dia.
No. You guys, okay. I know you guys know the advertisement, but have you looked at the video? Like, if you click on the video, it will bring you to the original video.
Yeah.
You see the comments down there. You see all the hate comments. Kenapalah aku kedengar suara Mamat ni? Aku dah pasang video cakap.
Tapi itu bukan macam hate tau. Dia mau kepada macam you know, kalau kita kawan, kalau kita dengan kawan-kawan, apalah kau buat ni? Istilahnya macam
It's just like a for fun buddy-buddy lah, you know.
Trolling.
Your true
Trolling
friends
there.
are the one who trolls you all the time. If they say good things to you, they're not your good friend.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you this.
True.
Your good friends will never say good things
So
to you.
Tash is your best friend.
Unfortunately, yeah. That's why I never say good things to her as well. Alright. And last one. Now, Mark Sugumaran asked this: how important is CSR, corporate social responsibility, as part of being an influencer?
Interesting.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
Dah, CSR tu apa?
I just
It's a
said
very
it. Corporate social
sensitive one.
Responsibility.
Because it's really important, but it's also really important that the doing good comes from the right place, right? Because it's really good to do good, but if you go out to do good without knowing left, right, you just think that center is good and you just proceed and do, you probably will be creating more damage than good. I'll put this into a very, very simple example. We'll talk about Malaysia and we'll talk about the homeless situation within Kuala Lumpur area itself. And we know that Malaysia is filled with festivals, right? Almost every single weekend we've got a certain holiday. We've got so many races, different cultures in here, and everybody's celebrating something. And when someone wants to celebrate, we Asians love to eat and we love to feed, right? And so one of the things that we usually think of is, okay, let's give food to the homeless. The one thing that we don't really think is how many other people have the same exact mindset, right? And we've got a lot of hotspots within Kuala Lumpur, for example, that have homeless people, but some hotspots are very famous. So all of the food goes there, and then you've got an over surplus of food which is wasted out on the streets.
Yes.
And then all of the other people who need that food don't get that food at all because we didn't look left, we didn't look right, we just wanted to do good because CSR is good to raise our name within the community, and then we go out there and do good. So I don't know lah, bro. My opinions on this is really, really mixed. I think influencers should do good, but I think it needs to stem from the right place. It needs to also, they need to also go in and speak to, you know, the NGOs who are already in there doing things so they can know how to do something better rather than just being a one-time hero, go in there, giving out people free stuff and all. So yeah, 50-50 on this.
Oh, just to answer what Kokan was asking, what in the world is CSR? In Malay, we call it what something like berkhidmat untuk masyarakat, something like doing community duty, you know, doing good deeds lah. You know.
Community work.
Khidmat masyarakat macam tu.
Khidmat masyarakat.
Kerja amal lah, kerja amal.
Kerja amal. CSR, yeah. Basically, we're just
CSR.
giving you like, not really a direct translation, but like some
Kerja amal.
It's almost there.
Yeah, it's almost there. You know?
It's about there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, anyways, we're gonna take a very short break. I think this has been a very engaging discussion right here. We're still waiting for Celestia to actually give us one more back thing that influencers actually do, but we'll save it for later after this. All right. We would love to know more. Like, I love how they just realized this is actually a membawang session about stuff. Like, good. Should have done your research first, right? Just like how Zoe said just now, right? And where she assumed that the dragon was a dinosaur. But anyways, we'll be right back with more information right here at serverDNA Live with Flava, probably brought to you by MSI.
Howdy, challengers. Now this town needs a cleanse. Here's a mission for you. You are required to experience the horror and defeat the darkness. Join me every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on Indiana Bones and the Curse of the HorrorBox, only at serverDNA TV. Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm King Angel, your cosplaying, maid cafe running, freelance modeling, live streaming, high heel wearing, weird singing, bat dancing, unicorn loving, sashimi eating, loud talking, no chilling host of Angel and Friends. Cosplaying with great friends has taught me a lot of things, and we're here to share our stories with you. Join me on Angel and Friends every Friday at 8 p.m. only here on serverDNA TV.
Everyone gets to make choices. He wants to get ahead of others, while they keep themselves busy. And she prefers keeping it private. Whatever your needs may be, there isn't one that does it all, does it? Introducing a range of new routers and Wi-Fi mesh. Whether it's speed or coverage, there is a device for everyone. This is broadband done right. Get better choices with Time Fiber Home Broadband.
Welcome back to yet another show of serverDNA Live with Flava, with yours truly, Muhammad Farid. Guys, and call me Flava. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with more actions right here at serverDNA Live with Flava Season 2, probably brought to you by MSI, together with a guest right here at the studio, and together with some back at home in their comfortable houses through our Zoom platform. Yeah.
Are you jealous, Flava?
Yeah.
Very comfortable indeed.
Like, can we like swap places?
Hey, bro. Yeah, I pakai seluar pendek.
Oh,
Nice one.
the truth about influencers back at home, all right? You don't know what they're wearing down there. It could you're very lucky that AJ is just wearing shorts. Some of them wear kain pelikat, some of them don't wear nothing, and you would not know any of this. Okay?
TMI.
And that's flavor.
Yeah.
And that's flavor.
No. Shh. People don't need to know this, right? Because influencers always brag to other influencers. Kau tahu tak hari tu aku live stream, aku tak pakai apa-apa kat bawah tu, but nobody knows sebab AJ and all this. Yeah, but anyways, if you've been missing out on what we've been discussing before, we were talking about nano, micro, and macro influences right here, not just in Malaysia, but also Southeast Asia region in per se. And we had a good exchange of information. I like how more honest we become over time. Like before this, they were very, very shy people. But over time, they've been sharing. We had some sharing sessions with our influencers just now on how
Because we are nothing, we are just nano and micro.
How they're being
We are
mistreated.
nano.
No
We're
such
just a
thing.
speck in the space.
We are just particles of atoms and dust and.
Okay, that's a bit too depressing. Now let's go back again.
Let's rewind back.
Yeah. So anyway, Celeste, you still owe us. Like, I want to hear what problematic influences you've actually dealt
Here
with.
we go.
No, we just want to see where we fit into all this. All right. Yiman already shared her side of the story. All right.
Okay.
Zoe has a lot, but she's not sharing all of them. she becomes shy slightly, but yeah, she did share her side. How about you?
Influencers, I guess, is the two boys that I manage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they have a long history of being trolls in the community that we're in.
Okay.
So basically, in the ACG community, when we started, I think like what 2004, 2005,
7, somewhere there.
2007.
So far, it's like
something that,
2004.
right? Like no, because like okay, like for people who don't know, like ACG events back then were like really small scale. Like the one that you get in your day one.
Oh wait. For
that
those who
kind
do
of
not
thing.
know what ACG means, all right?
Anime, cosplay, and games.
Yeah.
That kind of, like something like Comic Fiesta.
Yeah.
I'll just put it out there, like that kind of event. Back then, it was like only one hall in like Day One Sekolah. So it's like Day One Sekolah kind of level. So the two boys that I managed, I'm back talking about my talents. Whatever, it's fine. I'm back talking about my talents, but they've been in the cosplay community for I think about 15 to about 16 years already, about there.
Around
right?
there, yeah.
About there, yeah. I'm reaching about 13 years of cosplaying, but I haven't been cosplaying recently. Whatever. So they are usually the trolls of the event. So back then, when you go on stage, it's not so much of like it's not like now where like you have a schedule like okay, this talent goes up, does singing, this talent goes up, and then that does the dance performance and whatnot. At that point in time, they would just hijack the stage. So it's like in the middle of something big, like like a prize giving announcement, and then like suddenly those two idiots would just come on stage like, hey guys, let's do this, and then they will start playing the song at the back and they'll start dancing on the stage. So I guess that's the reason why now events like those cosplay events in general now have like a rule like, okay, we cannot let people come up on the stage and just do whatever they want, so it's because of them. But here's the thing about, there's a good and bad about them, because they're so known for being trolls, but when they actually get jobs, like being MC, like Taka, he does a really good job in doing MC work. And he gets called back because he can do things on the fly, he can think on his feet, he can cover for the event if anything happens. So because of being a troll so much in the event, he has learned a lot from that, and he can just adapt on the fly. So I guess that's the good and bad of having an influencer under you.
Look at Zoe give her two influencers a plug while saying that they did something bad. What nonsense. A manager like
You know you're scolding an influencer. You should do your studies.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, like in the chats, somebody said Taka and when a boomer cosplay is confirmed. Yes,
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah, boomer.
Because I am from the same line of them, like that period of time when we started cosplaying, I got to know them. Actually, they are longtime friends of me. I became their manager, I think back 2 years ago, because they wanted to become serious. They wanted to do a lot of things. They want to make content, and they wanted somebody to like manage it as like a whole and say like, oh, hey, you know, you could do this, or give them like a direction to go to. Because if not, they're pretty lost.
Yes.
They're just like, you know, I want to do that, and then they just never do it. So I that's why I come in and I ass kick them and like say, hey, you know, you could do that when you're doing MCing, you know, or you want to do.
So you're being their
skit.
mother, lah, basically.
Yeah, that's why
Mother
that's why I'm being the mother
Mother
friend. I became their manager.
Mother
So
friend.
We don't need a manager. We need a mother friend. That's what we need.
Yeah.
your manager must be a mother
Someone
friend.
to
I
hold
guess
the
I need to
line.
change it to mother to my talents too.
I don't know, because some of them don't like mothers, you know.
Mama.
Because they say, hey, why you keep nagging me?
yeah.
Like, I don't want to do this. Why you keep asking me to do this? This is not my style. You off style, you know, like telling people like, oh, you know, you can do this on stage, and then like the person is like, huh? But I do, you know, stuff like that.
That's why you take out the rotan.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's next level stuff already.
Oh. Like your wife at home?
No,
Lava?
No.
Like your wife at home?
that rotan is for different purposes. Anyways.
I didn't know you got that way. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
that one, KPI.
Oh,
No, we're
yeah.
gonna use the word KPI a lot.
Somebody, we were talking about KPI just now. Somebody in the chat put KPI is kids per index. So is that right, Kokin?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you just call him cocaine?
Mr. Cookie.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I'm also asking kids per index for you.
That's
Yeah.
a
Your
new
wife at
meme.
home.
That's a new meme confirmed.
New
By the
meme
way,
confirmed.
Mr.
Sorry
Cookie.
about that.
Kokai, that should be a meme. Your name should not be Kokai. Should be I'm very sure you're used to this
To
already.
the wife of
Yeah.
Koka, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, to the wife of Kokai. Yeah.
But not the Flava.
To the wife and 2 kids. Kokan, have you ever wondered like your name? You know when influencers or any guest on the show comes out, you will have your name or your gamer name. Yours will be like Kokan,
Yeah.
content creator, right? Content creator / influencer / streamer, right? Like in a small bracket there, wife, 2 kids. Just to be a disclaimer. I know, you know, like it will be something like that, just to be clear, okay?
No, but like, see, Flava doesn't do it.
Yeah,
He has a wife at home, but he doesn't put wife and
Because
2
his
kids.
wife didn't.
Yeah, I don't. Because not yet wife, that's why. So,
Are you good?
So I'm still safe.
Then
Okay?
what was the KPI you were talking about just now behind the scenes?
No. I can explain. Okay, all right, here's the thing. Jumping back to the topic, all right? I just want to say thanks so much, everyone, for a very fruitful discussion right here. We jump on to our next one. We're talking so much about your opinions about influencers and all this, but we want to hear from influencers themselves. Like the things you had to do to compete with people who are macro influencers. Like,
Cue sad music.
This is a lot of PTSD.
Yeah.
You've kind of sent us back into very dark places.
So,
now.
okay, the things that
This
you
is
have to
the dark
do.
ages.
We did talk about like, oh, we have to do more stuff compared to macro, because macro, they know they're somehow in demand a bit, and because you're micro, you're like, oh, when people contact you and you're like, I will do better than whatever they are offering. If AJ has mustache, I'll grow a freaking beard or something, you know? Like, I can sell better because my data is better and all that, all right? So there's always competition. Let's be admit, between any kind of influencers, even macro versus macro, there's also competition as well.
Nano versus Nano. Also.
Yeah, Nano versus Nano, but this kind of competition, what are the kind of things that you do that puts you on a better edge compared to any other influencers out there? Right? I'm very sure you guys do this all the time.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't do any of that.
Oh, really?
And Bapak Besar bros, you guys take this, I'll go last.
No, okay.
I mean, for me as a start, because of my circle is mostly ACG, so I have to compete with streamers that does cosplay in stream.
Okay.
So being the bapa besar, it's hard to have cosplay that fits my size.
Kan dah cakap dengan
So I
Zoe.
cannot compete with them. All I can give, like, mostly in my stream is I am an anime fan. I am an anime geek. So I love to talk like you need to know how hard it is to hold a proper game anime podcast while playing Dark Souls. I'm the only one who can do that and still play the hardest games. Like it's like Naruto is okay. It's not like
Bapak, how are you doing better, Bapak? Bukan how are you not doing as great, Bapak?
Oh yeah, okay lah.
He's just
Okay
saying
lah,
his sad
can
style.
I-
Sorry.
You good, Bapak. You good.
Yeah, okay. But in terms of me trying to build myself, I tend to go outside of just being a content creator. Just right now, I try my best to enter my way into shoutcasting, especially in VM. But we all know that in shoutcasting, especially in Bahasa Malaysia, there's a lot of them. And what I would like to, what I do at this time is, just go on and find a place that I can do shoutcasting. Not only as something that I can promote myself, I am a shoutcasting training, and also with that kind of small gig, I kind of like train myself to become a bit more professional. Like with shoutcasting is I think AJ can agree with this, is practice, keep on learning, keep on reading, keep on studying other people's casting and all. And then with time after time, opportunity after opportunity, I think I would get into a level where I can become not only a nano, but finally I can reach to that micro tier.
And then macro, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah,
We're
macro.
And
rooting
then
for you,
mega.
Papa Besar.
Bapak besar needs to be mega, bro.
Papa
I
Besar
mean,
needs to be besar.
I mean, esports already have bapak. How many bapak you want already?
I just want to disagree.
How many bapak, bro?
Very true.
I just want to disagree on the part where you say that, there's no cosplay that actually fits me. You make it sound like all cosplayers must be thin, like all anime characters.
I thought he was
That-
going
that-
somewhere
that
with that. I
is-
was agreeing with him, and then suddenly Macam went very sad already. I was like, hey bro, you made me look bad lah because I agree with you just now.
Alip, every conversation with you had to be like a bersamamu. Have you watched bersamamu before? Every time the camera goes to you, right, like a sad song needs to play. Saya susah, ni tak boleh.
Anas, how do you keep yourself ahead of others, man?
Yeah, how?
I do quite a bit of studying. I'd say like one of the things that a lot of people who come into my channel, both on Twitch and YouTube, or even meet me in person, they question whether I am Malaysian because of the way I speak, right? It's like there's no certain tang. It's like I don't go like, saya suka kereta tu. It's like I don't really exude too much Malaysianness, and that's
I like how your
probably because
example was just
grew
I
up in
speak
Australia
native.
for a while, so
That's-
that probably helps. But to stay above, I tend to study what other content creators do, and then I'll try and apply it to my videos. So like on my YouTube, you can see that there is actually a giant gap in between uploads. There's like a 3-month gap, even like 4 months and 5 months. But the thing is that between a video made 3 months ago and then the next one, there's always a jump in quality because I'm always testing out something new. I look back on that video a lot. I have it just there. I watch it over and over again, and then I try and improve and see what I can do. That's pretty much it. It's a lot of self-teaching. I guess you could say. It's difficult, but when you do get to that point and you manage to do it, it's a great feeling, and then that pushes you to do more. I would say.
So if you're watching Anas's channel on YouTube, don't
He's watching YouTube.
don't watch his first video. You might have to jump a few months just to see his real work.
Yeah.
Just don't
Jump 2
don't
years.
judge
Jump 2
him.
years. Jump 2 years.
Then-
Jump 2 years.
Don't judge him based on his first video, right? You will see a big change.
We gotta watch the first video.
Yeah,
Gotta
okay, just
enjoy
okay.
it.
A great
Yeah,
idea.
start.
Just
We-
watch the
if
first
you want
one.
to love the content creator, we need to watch how it was started.
Yeah, it's a process. It's just a
Everyone has the
Yeah, it's a process.
black
It's a
history.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And watching from the first to the new one, we can see, how much this creator has grown,
Okay.
There is the admiration you can give to this creator.
that's
Okay.
right.
No, here's the thing. On your end, you're like, oh, so this is your work. Anas posted something yesterday. Let's assume he posted something yesterday. So based on your timeline, maybe 4 months you do something better. So I'm assuming if I hire you, your work should be better than the one you uploaded yesterday, right? Like up to a certain extent,
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess people are expecting that much from you, alright? So your homework for today, viewers, you need to watch Anas's first video. Like you're gonna see a spike in the amount of views in your
So-
first video, and then just watch his latest video and just see the difference in quality of work. Better quality, better production value, and
I recommend if you're gonna watch my first videos, turn down the volume for one,
Oh.
and two, make sure you have a drink in your hand. Probably you're gonna see a lot of Minecraft squeaker kind of the old YouTube, the old the godforsaken, the dark times.
Oh,
why have
God.
you done this to me, Flava? You brought me back. I've
Well.
gone so far. You brought me back. But yeah, there is a jump in quality if you were to watch the first one and then the recently one. Recently uploaded
it's
one.
that dark, huh? Okay, like
that
I'm
dark,
worried.
yes.
Like Alip was like, oh.
It's a journey.
back when I was start streaming, I don't have all the fancy overlay. Like the overlay that I have back then was MS Paint.
Oh, that's
One
unique.
box, 2 box, chat, and the camera quality was goddamn I don't know, like 2040, 188 pixel, I think, like that. But
Did you say
as
2040?
people
That's
progress
very
the
high.
content creator,
Oh, you mean 240?
240,
Oh,
yeah.
2040. Damn, 2K and you're complaining, okay?
no lah. Back then was like very very bad lah.
Okay. Yeah,
But as time passes, as we have grown into a content creator which is hungry for more and more, we learn a couple of things. We self-taught ourselves. Even like myself, I taught myself to do a little bit of layout designing, do some research on how to make my content. Although I don't have visually, I don't have the most appealing, but I will research on how I can do in terms of how I speak, how I present myself in stream to make it more entertaining and more engaging for people to watch. Because I believe it's not what you see, is what you portray in the stream. Like the games that you play are basically everyone can play it, but it's how you portray yourself as a streamer, especially a variety streamer, to make it more entertaining for your viewership to watch and feel like, oh, this guy, no matter what games he plays, is funny as hell. Like that.
I feel like a donation drive have to run every time Alip speaks, Like he would tell the side, before all this. I think everybody had a start just like how you did. Like AJ before this, look at his background, all these LEDs, all these really nice color RGBs at the back right here. It was not there before, right, AJ?
No, it wasn't, man. I've only been streaming for about a year now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. The esports world has been so kind to me. Just like Kokan, I joined the esports world because I needed money and I needed some extra change. So I was thinking, from the stars, I might be able to get 200 or 300 ringgit. It'll be good pocket money because times used to be really, really tough, man. But just like what Kokan discovered, the community kind of just lifts you up from there. But I would say the one thing that I did differently from Alip and Anas is I made a conscious decision to not watch any other streamers.
Oh.
And I know that is weird, People talk about Dr. Disrespect, people talk about so many huge streamers out there, but no matter how much I've heard about them, I go in there, I take a peek at what are people talking about, but I make a conscious decision to not watch any of their streams, because when you want to go into something and you want to start doing something and automatically you allow yourself to be influenced by people who are already there doing it really well, inadvertently you will start repeating some of those things as well. And you allow that to kind of mix in with who you really are, which is something that I didn't want to allow at all. And yes, you can say that, you know, you need that information and that knowledge to kind of mix in because you can, you know, blend in a little bit of your own and come out. I didn't want that because of what Alip mentioned about, you know, shoutcasters in the Bahasa Melayu, you know, scene. There are just way too many. And just like that, streamers, content creators in Malaysia, in the world, there are just way too many. And we just cannot afford to be similar in any way whatsoever. So I guess that's where it all pushed from, bro. I sat down and I went through and I did the exact opposite. Every day I watched my own stream. If I stream for 4 hours, I sit down and I watch my stream for 4 hours. Oh. My fiance used to call me a madman. She used to say that I'm a psycho watching myself on stream. which seems like that because I used to play it on speaker and she sits in the same house. We live in a studio, so she listens to me twice, saying the same thing. So I used to drive her up the walls. But that's how I improved. I just caught myself doing stupid things and saying stupid things. And I thought, oh man, what a stupid thing to say. The next time I come across a situation like this, I will not be that dumb.
Wow.
And 1 year in, here is where we are.
I mean, it's true that I agree when you say that that's a weird thing to do, because most of the people I know, like influencers or any kind of content creators, most of them don't like watching their past work. Like once that's done, right, they don't want to watch it no more. So I don't want to
because
see.
Because bro, it's very cringe.
Yeah,
to watch yourself is cringe.
It's cringe.
Yeah, because you expect better from yourself and you listen to your own voice. And
Kokan, have you ever watched your previous stream?
If important, like let's say about the review game, review product, yes. Tengok
How about your own live stream? Like, aku nak tengok live stream
mula
aku
dulu.
semalam macam mana? Oh, okay.
Belum to study macam mana, apa yang patut, apa yang tak patut kita sebut, kita buat. Itulah for now, tapi sekarang dah tak ada dah.
Okay.
Sekarang more kepada yang important things lah, review lah, like review kita tengok balik. And then sometimes kalau tak bagus pun kita rework balik, buat balik yang baru. As long to make client happy.
Okay.
To study lah, to study, more study.
Wow, that's a really good point. Thank you so much, AJ and Kokan, for that. I think that's something that most people that I know don't do, most definitely. Like rewatch back the work, and then some of them are like, "Ayo, I'm gonna listen to myself."
Ya, memang benci kadang-kadang.
Ya, benci pun sakit.
Memang kadang-kadang annoying kan?
Yeah, I get it. No, this is like the kind of advice where, you know, when people tell you to look into a mirror and then practice. And people were like, that's stupid. Why would I look into a mirror and then practice, you know? But for self-improvement purposes, you're like, you need to do that.
Because especially if you're a content creator, right? If you're expecting people to spend their hours sitting down and watching you, you should be able to take a few of that hours yourself as well, you know, and see how much of pain you're putting other people through and try to ease their pain a little bit.
So you look back your data, AJ, you look back your data, and you're like, how many hours people have watched, or this is how much pain I caused to the people.
I always think of how much more joy I could have brought, and damn, I missed an opportunity, and then I come back strong.
Correct.
That's a very good point. If you don't even want to watch your own content, how do you expect people to watch your content?
You see?
Exactly, yeah.
So watch your content, no matter how cringy,
That's hot.
no matter how bad it is. Watch it back.
But must improve as well. Sorry. I think that there's another step after that. Watching, identifying what can be improved, and when you go back out there and do it again, you do it better. You don't go out there and do it the same way. Like, you know, it's the definition of insanity of doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. Now, here's something you don't do. You go, you watch, you do something different. And every single show you do is a better version of the previous show. And basically like what Anas said. Except that we don't take a few months. As a live streamer, you do it on a daily basis. As a shoutcaster, you do it every single time you have a show, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Actually,
So-
that's why I picked up live streaming because it's more constant.
Yeah.
You can keep it more constant. I don't have to put too much work into it. When it comes to YouTube, I have to put so much work into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, man.
Hence the 4 months gap. So
It's a 4 months gap. Yeah, it's
So-
a lot of like it's like I could get it out within the week.
Yes.
Like I could record a video, get it out within the week. But if that video is like not good to me, then I'm very sure it's not going to be good to my audience.
this is like
But if I can share something with you, Anas, it'll never be good enough for us, right? No
Sure,
content
yeah,
you
of course.
make is gonna be good enough for you.
Very, very true.
And therefore, because this is one of the things where was my biggest failing for many years, because I always held myself back from doing things that I wanted to do, because I always thought that I cannot do this, I cannot do this. I just got offered an opportunity to shoutcast for Wild Rift, which is huge for me because I didn't expect it, okay? And picking that game up and going into the mobile world after saying for so many years that I'm too stupid for it, I regret, And maybe you should just check out more stuff, man. Maybe you're gonna be 10 times more popular. And Kokan himself is gonna be like, holy crap, this is mega.
Yeah. I will take that advice to heart because it's something I've been trying to follow for sure. Because like there are times like when I bet when I said the 4 months thing, a few of you are probably like 4 months. Like what is he doing? And
he watch himself
that's the same
for 4
thing
months
in
every
my
day.
head. It's just like I could just go for it. That's it. Just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it, bro.
Just go for it.
I think nobody is ever happy with their work. Like there's no such thing like 100%.
True.
Oh, I love myself. This video is like perfect. There's no
No,
way I can improve it
never.
anymore. But like after 4 months, Anas was like, you know what? I have to get this out. There's a point. I'll do better next time. Let's go with that. All right. Rather than this video is not gonna publish until I get it right, 100%. If that was the case, Anas will publish once every year. Like if that was the case, like he is so not happy with the quality, like I could have done a little bit more better, he would just publish one like once a year, or probably once every half a year. And that's the case.
Yeah, and that was the case. I'm trying to make it way better this time, especially with mixing in with the streaming and the YouTube thing. It's a growing process for all of us. It's very, very different, and yet it's the same line in that sense.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, I think we've had a lot of things to share, like a lot on the nano and micro level. Like because most of the influencers we have right here, like Kokan's the only macro we have right here in the house, right? He doesn't have to share much because he's like very high in demand. His voice is all over YouTube, which everybody wants to skip, But either way, still a macro, right? But for you girls, when you deal with macro, like what good news can you tell to nano and micro influencers? Like there's a good reason why we hire you, because macro influencers are just, there's usually like, because they're macro, I really like it that Zoe's smiling because she has something to say. Like,
No.
there are reasons why some people just don't deal with macro influencers. And what would that be? Other than they bill you every time you ask for just something so small and extra. Yeah. Other than that, is there any other probable reason that you would deal with micro and nano influencers?
I think it's about how they engage and how they sayang their own audience.
Or could I throw in one more question, sideline flavor a little bit? Or
Can.
would you even bother to see whether they are micro, macro, nacro, nucro?
Of course.
Oh, they do consider, even though they don't care much about the numbers, but they do consider. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
okay.
think because this is how we bring up to the client to propose them, as in this will help yourself to strengthen that the client will say, okay, it's this guy or this girl, and I have that confidence with them. Just go ahead. I think that's just a figure to make sure it's a green light to go. No doubt, no break, just go. So end up, that's like how you go up to like you send resume to someone and you need to write down your result, right? The result is just there, a ticket for you to get a job. So something like that, the figure do mean. It's
It has a meaning behind it.
It's not that you're getting G, you don't get a good job, but if you have an A, that'll be better, right? Like
Yeah.
if you are
Easier
the
to get.
employer.
Easier, you know.
It's easier.
It's like a support letter. Like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yes.
But it's sad that is the way though.
Yeah, in a way, the numbers do matter in a way, just like as a proof, because like the higher ups, they're looking at the numbers, but on the lower level, the one who's doing the recruitment, they are like, we need to see people who can actually carry out the work, like who can properly engage for the specific brand, specific work, and all of this. But the,
I'll say why I mentioned it's sad, right? See, for example, if we go back to a context of getting A for the papers versus getting G for the papers, you can get an A by memorizing everything and you know, just throwing it up on the day of the exam itself. And I think I would equate it like within our situation itself as to, you know, the kind of influencer that you hire that doesn't bother doing any of their research, but they are hired because their numbers are big one,
Yes.
you know, versus a G that will come in there and actually put in the effort. So it's sad that, you know, some get that opportunity without needing to go through that extra level of trying because they can eat and throw up and get the A. If you guys hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
this is just like any other influencer who watches another influencer's work and they say, "Ayo, this guy cannot even do the job. I can do a better job." So, yeah, this is like very normal.
I mean, sometimes unless
Yeah,
we don't show much on figures, we just say, actually we have the experience of working with this talent, and with all the good points, and I said, okay, I promise if I get this guy, he will definitely do a very great job. And that's how we usually work with talent managers on getting these people. And when I say my words, I have to take that responsibility to, you know, you make sure you don't do anything.
I
You
already
just
gave you
do
a
your
good
homework.
word. I already gave you a good word to my boss. My boss already believe in me. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, but back onto the same thing just now. I like how you address AJ's question, but like, is there any other reason like why you would love dealing with micro and nano talents compared to macro talents? Because there's a number of things which I've heard from other event managers. Like for example, like macro influences, they usually have something called talent managers. Like so some people like you guys don't like to deal with talent managers because you know they're like, you know, like you have to deal with another person to talk to another person. So for example, I want to deal with AJ, but I have to go through his PA, right? Like it could be the wife, it could be a real talent manager and all of that, and he or she is like giving you so much trouble. I want this to know this lah, I want to know this lah. But if you deal with AJ is like, yeah, okay, can. You can WhatsApp me also again, but this person you have to go through email, that the kind of fuss that you go through with macro talents.
I think sometimes, okay, because from my part, it's always back to communication. If I can handle well the influences, then the manager will be just, you know, both are just good, and they listen and understand what we as the organizer want and what the client want, and they just need to do their job. And I just do like the best of my part. And the difference that you mentioned just now, I only link to something like startup company and a corporate company. Like a startup, they can do everything because of their passion, because they are willing to, you know, bring out the best of the thing.
Okay.
But corporate, there has a lot of hierarchy. You have to, I mean, you couldn't just jump up and meet the CEO. You will need to somehow meet the secretary first. So that's the step whereby the secretary don't understand what we say, but sometimes they will just pass wrong message, or they will say, you just schedule your appointment and I will let my CEO know. But that's too late, right? Like, wait until you come back to me, it's just too late, right? So I think it's also linked back to how we take the job seriously. Like what Yipman just now just highlight a bit on some of the macro, they can just hold up the brand itself, being professional, they know what to do. So for nano and micro, sometimes they still like learn a bit, still got a bit mistake, you know, like oops, some big brand, we don't want to go to Nano. Yes, you can make mistake, but we prefer no mistake for big brand. That's the consideration for selecting the people. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, just like a simple layout question, like, would you say, would you say dealing with macro, nano, and micro influences, like, is it easier to deal with the macro influences or the smaller influences?
I would say it depends.
I
Because
like this nice answer. Okay.
every personality is different. Some of the micro, they got temper.
Oh, okay.
Some of the macro, they are like all good. As long as you give me job and within that time of period, and I can do it. They are all good, like without any complaint.
Okay.
But micro, they do complain sometimes. So
they
I
feel,
think it's about their
they
own.
feel like some of them, like some micro are so entitled, but some macro are like so down to earth.
Yeah.
Okay. She doesn't want to say it. Okay. Zoe's like,
well.
yeah, but I don't want to say it.
You know, like sometimes events with influencer, right?
Yeah.
Influencer is kind of one step towards celebrities. Like sometimes it's not that we don't want to be real, but it's just we don't want to go into that dramas. Like no point going in. So
Okay.
be
Yeah.
neutral.
Because some people outside, they would think, let's say for example, we just give an example like Kokan is like a macro influencer, and people would think that, oh, because Kokan macro influencer, let's say your first time you've never dealt with Kokan, probably if I were to hire Kokan for a 2-day event from 10 to 10, probably I have to provide him at a hotel. But because it's Kokan, we cannot just give him any hotel. He needs to stay at a 5-star, breakfast included, bed dusted with neon blue. Got 2 kids some more. Okay, need to give to the wife, need to have the baby carriage. Whereas if you deal people with AJ is a micro one. He 3-star.
Hey, I
okay
got
lah.
fiance and 3 dogs.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So,
Good one.
okay, AJ has a wife, so need to give him 3-star can lah. He not macro, so give him 3-star.
But we'll say the world is reality. Like we will still back to the budget.
Back
End
to the
up
budget.
Money say like money take that lead. You know.
Okay. Yeah. No lah. I'm pretty sure. Like, do you encounter some fussy influencers where they? Yeah. Okay. Like I haven't even finished my question. It's like, do you encounter like some?
coming now, boys.
Like, have you ever like how fussy can influencers be?
Flavor, are you looking for a name, Flavor?
I mean they can
Just
be
to blacklist
very
them for the show.
professional in
Yeah.
front of the screen,
Yeah.
but when they go back, that's really drama. I mean, you can really. I mean, what you watch from drama is not just act out. It's just a humanity. What happened outside there? They just put it on screen for you to understand what is it in the industry. So you can say everyone has temper. You like somehow I am laughing here, then later I go back like, oh, what a day, right? I mean, like that's just the temper. But somehow some people they like to get this hot temper to, you know, kacau a bit, like their manager or the organizer or some PAs. Sometimes you see very sad because they have to take warm water, and sometimes warm water too hot, sometimes warm water too cold, you know. The you have to balance it out. Yeah, I think drama, like event is just drama, right? Like, yeah.
If you want to know what really happens at events, go backstage. You will know.
Yes.
Oh, been there,
Been
done that.
there, done that.
You see how you know how all of them, you know, all the girls like at the class, right, just now they were like so now they're like yeah that's true, yeah that's
Been there, done that.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You think he's smiling at the front there? You wait until after the show.
Oops. We didn't say that.
You just did. You just said that after behind the stage. But all the
Not behind
influencers
stage,
here like
go home.
yeah. No need go home lah. Just go backstage. They can see already. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. But AJ, okay, since seeing that all these guys are all influencers, they'll be like, that's not true. We're well behaved.
No, like it's true lah. I mean,
Definitely true.
It's
It's so
what?
true.
Okay.
pelbagai
True,
orang,
man.
pelbagai ragam. I mean, different people. I think you know, the best way to sum up what she said is, when she wants to work with people, she sees who's easy to work with. That's about it.
Basically that.
Yeah. I mean, being in the influencer world, you hear a lot of stories. Like, I think like for people like brands, people the ones who are actually paying and hiring these so-called influencers, whether you're macro, micro, or nano, their expectations is not just working with you, like how well you work in front of the camera, but they want to work. They want to work with you as easy as possible. You know, as easy as possible. Meaning that we don't want so much fuss. We don't want that just, you know, after the work part, you're like nice and all, but behind the stage, you're like, you know, all troublesome. What you say just now? Oh, the water, this warm water not warm enough. The food not hot. I
Why
asked,
the food spicy one?
why the food spicy? Like all this weird stuff, you know, they're just throwing like all these small examples. There's actually even beyond all that. Like, why is food not provided? Where's my cab?
Why is it too late?
Why
Why
the
MC sit
why
there?
the event start late?
Yeah,
like if it's like 5 minutes late, they already fussy already. You know, like these are like just.
But then again, there's some that are valid. You know, valid grievances, because not all. I mean, when we run an event, right, we are not the only person there running the whole event. There are many different components, many people playing their parts. Someone's going to screw something up. And you just can't help it, right? And you just need to see how to salvage the situation there and then itself. Like, and I guess goes back to what she said, it's the attitude of the people themselves as well, as to how they respond to those situations. Like you, Flava, like to the point that we discussed so early in the show, when the organizers hire those talents and they provide information but not sufficient information, then what does the talent do, right? You sit and complain. I do believe that if you're not very seasoned within the scene, yes, that will be your first point of action, to complain, because you don't know other solutions. You're like, I need to do this job, somebody needs to help me do this job. But I guess once you are already in the scene for a couple of months at the very least, I think a few months is your only leeway. You should be able to know that, you know, it's your job, just get it done, like, you know?
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit different for me because I didn't want to complain so much. Like even when I just started, because people put, like, the thing is I'm hosting and I'm not doing like commentaries. Like as a host, like people, you are like the first person who will appear. So people will kind of pay attention to what you say. So like, let's not complain. People are already paying me. So like, I better not F this up and just do my level best, you know? Like, it's like sometimes it's a reverse. Like I get what you say. Like at the early stage, you know, you start nagging, complaining. But sometimes there's also cases where when you're seasoned, you start complaining because you feel that you are entitled now because you're like big.
There we
and
go.
now anything I want, it's like, why am I, you know, where's my pen? Where's my paper? Where's, like, you know, because you feel entitled, because you feel that you're seasoned and experienced.
But I don't want what the second point that you're saying to discourage any influencer or any creator out there from ever voicing out when something does not go their way, because, you know, that's how people get away with stuff, man. I mean, we need to be reasonable with our demands per se. There are some things that are supposed to be provided by the organizers. There are some things that are supposed to be provided by the managers. Then there are some things that are supposed to be provided by the talents. Now, as long as everyone does their part, it can be a very, very, you know, fruitful relationship. But just because, you know, opportunities are little, talents are many, it does not mean that the talents have to keep quiet or, you know, just take the beating. Because, you know, if I say anything, you know, I'm not going to get this opportunity anymore. It should never be that way, lah. I mean, it's the same thing that women have been going through, you know, years and years and years with the type of stuff that are done to them. It's I would not say it is similar, but it's going that way, lah. Being silent doesn't help, right? But being reasonable always does.
Yep. I think that's a right choice of words, right? Being reasonable, not just rage and. I say probably there are things that we can just talk out with, you know. I think the main focus is always communications between all this, because everybody wants to work together, not just from brand perspective. These people who are doing event management, they want to work together well with you, so they don't get shouted in their faces for doing a bad job. Okay, they just, you know, they're already happy enough they got the project, and they just want to make sure that they don't mess up anything. Everything goes well. You do a great job, they do a great job, everybody's happy, we'll hire you again in the next month. So that's the deal. Simple as that. Okay? Yeah, so yeah, I guess like I think we've already covered up quite a lot right here from our discussion right here, and I'm just gonna read out a few things right here from our chat. Like this is like one question, like to talent managers, what do you think about your talent engagements with fans? How far is too far? Is there such a thing as too far engagement with fans? Okay.
How far is too far?
How far is too far?
Where do we want to start?
I think it depends though, like what kind of, like first and foremost, how are your talents? Like, I'll give you an example. Like if your talent is a VTuber, or like those virtual YouTubers or those virtual streamers that have an avatar, like how far to go? Like do you want to face reveal yourself and potentially dox yourself, to like your fans, that kind of thing, or like if you're a normal streamer, like are you just gonna like, okay, I'm not gonna do any meet or greet or whatever shit, I'm just gonna stay in the screen, you guys will just see me like that and that's it, that kind of jam. Because I deal with VTubers. Specifically, I have one of my talents are VTubers, so it's like he is also a cosplayer. So I mean, like Taka is a VTuber cosplayer, many things in one. So it's hard for me to say like, no, you can't go and do things. I mean, I usually leave the decision up to him, but I sometimes tell him like, hey, maybe for this event, you just go as your VTuber self, or like, oh hey, for this talk show, if you want to go as your cosplayer self, go ahead. If you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable, then
like
just use your
do this, do that, tone it down a bit.
Yeah, like tone it down.
You can
like,
go crazy.
Yeah, don't
wear so sexy.
troll.
Don't
troll
like,
so much.
Wear a little bit
Stop.
sleeves.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But just on the topic, right? Okay, this is it. Like what? Okay, this is good. This is good. All right. I want to change a little bit on the question. Like, what will you do if your talent ends up being so toxic? All right. This is by Tommy T. All right. Or toxic is one. And let me just add, like, what would you do to your talents that you hire? Okay. It doesn't matter micro, nano, or anything like that. If they mess up during their work or something like that.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, it depends. Like,
Bye-bye.
most of the time it's just bye. But like, how serious is the thing?
Okay, like at least did you tell them? Like for example, right? If Anas like did something, like if he was toxic, okay, let's for example toxic or something like that. Like, do you tell him or do you like?
Like off screen, yeah, duh. Like, why are you being like this?
Off screen, sometimes
Or like
you just
some-
write
yeah, just
hello.
write hello.
Zoe
if
is like,
What's wrong with you?
no, but
on
like
that?
if they're not like on
the-
like
Okay.
a production based kind of thing, right? Then it's like, it's just you're not even there as like a behind the scenes, like they're streaming from their house. How are you gonna be there, right? How are you gonna say like, hello, why are you doing this? You can't show them a placard and like,
What's
don't
that?
say this, or like message them like, hey, why is this
Caps lock.
Yeah, caps lock. Like while they're streaming, I don't think that they have the time to like, the boss message come up. Why the fuck do you say this? Sorry, but like, why the hell do you say this and that kind of thing? So it's like it depends. It depends. Like after the thing, you have to give them a call. Like, hey, why do you say this when you're doing this gig?
is there like a first warning or it depends on how horrible
event.
the offense
Yeah.
is?
Of course.
I mean, you can give like a first warning, second warning, third warning, yellow
Okay.
card, whatever. But if it's like at that point in time, it's just like he snowballed all the way down, and you can't. Even you as a manager, you can't save him. You cannot. You just have to be like, adios, bye, terminate.
How many
Bye.
warnings has Alip got so far?
Oh no!
I'm just trying to like.
Spill the tea. That's
No.
It's okay.
He's good.
Yeah.
It's good. That's what. This is what we're talking about. Like on screen, we say good stuff. You wait until we go backstage later. Alip. Let me tell you.
That bapa besar.
We will share with everyone. We will tell AJ. We'll tell Anas. Alip. It's a talent.
On a small level, you can always do those post-mortem.
Yeah.
Just have a
Yeah.
discussion. I mean, like Joey has mentioned many times, the communication between both parties is very, very important. It's like, why do you do this? Maybe they have their reasons why they want to do that. Maybe it's like what we have discussed. Bad advertising is a good advertising. So it's like it can be a lot of reasons. But on a small scale, it's very easy to control. But what if the toxic level is in the crisis level where you have to come up with PR statements, and then those are not going to be easy to manage. I mean, we have seen many influencers has become such a big drama, went out on the press, everything, and then how you're going to do the firefighting, that requires a lot of skills. And then when some of the times, influencers or celebrities, artists, they have this level of damage done. The company had to figure out if we want to release the contract working with them, or do we want to give a chance? Do we want to do the firefighting?
Yeah. So I mean, it really depends on the situation, right?
Correct.
I
And
think
it
also
depends on
because
the thing.
Malaysia celebrity, it's kind of small kind of industry in Malaysia, so that's why influencer becoming so important. In a way, they can change the world. So that's why your word really mean, and your word really have that power to change someone's life. And it's not that the talent manager wanted to screw you up, but it's just because what you say, not only you are the one who need to take this responsible, but
The company
also
has
the
to do
us,
it,
the company, the brand, and a lot of stuff you have to handle it. And that's how, I mean, I actually buy what Kokan just said about screw up the toxic stuff, as in he is the one who stepped back first, instead of you need someone to remind you, hello. We use a lot of hello. Especially like caps lock hello, like hello.
If you're an influencer or a talent, if you see a caps lock hello, brace yourself. Hello. Like it's not your.
Sometimes it's not even hello.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not even a hello. It's just caps lock, like you have exclamation marks there, or it's just a big oi.
Yes.
No, the latest one is question mark.
Yeah, question mark. Okay, yeah. So I think we can all relate to this definitely lah. You see, one day everybody texted AJ so nice. Hey bro, how are you? I don't think like if they are pissed they'll be like, hey bro, how are you? It'll be like direct to the criticism already. If they were nice enough, they will still say hello lah. But in caps lock, so something bad's about to happen. And it's even worse when they leave you with a capital hello, and then he or she is still writing, and you're like waiting for whatever that's coming,
That's
It's like,
me.
Yeah, like what the chat is doing now, like hello.
Like hello, like you're waiting like what he or she might write to you. It's gonna be bad, but it's not out
And
yet.
then sometimes I wanted to, prank a bit our influencer. I'll be like, hello. I mean, after the whole show, hello, and then I say the client say ... My influencer
What
will be
is
like,
wrong with you?
cliffhanger.
What is wrong with you?
They'll be like, stressed out. And then after like 5 to 10 minutes,
Yeah, this is
nothing.
scary, man.
You are so great just now. They'll be like, excuse me, shut up, Zoe.
I do that to my boys though.
Dude, you
I do
are
that to
gonna
my
give
boys,
people a heart attack where.
I mean, I am trying to be fun in a way, as in, because sometimes in this reality stuff, right, influencers become so tense. They are afraid like to say this, maybe sometimes mistake, or how if I take wrong stuff, like, okay, thanks.
And like one person was saying, when they mention your full name, brace yourself.
Oh, I remember doing that once to my talent.
I think usually I
Especially
get
in
that.
caps, right?
No, I think it was back when I was in Penang for an event. He did something. I was just like, insert full name here. I just sat down. I was just like,
I thought usually only our mothers would write that, and then you'll be worried like, why would she write your full name?
no, they are worried when I write their full name.
Mother friend indeed.
Yeah, mother friend.
Like, puts his name there like.
AJ, what is your mom call you, AJ? Like just AJ, is it?
Kunjumon. My mother calls me
Yeah.
Kunjumon.
Huh? What is it?
Kunjumon. It's the cutest thing and it's the weirdest thing. It's Kunjumon.
That's cute though.
Does it mean something?
Yeah, it's a little son.
Oh,
That's
when
cute.
she does not write Kunjumon or Little Sun, you know you're in trouble. You know, when your full name comes up, you know.
Never
Anthony
call me by my full
Jermaine.
name. She's always calling me Kunjumon, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Good boy, good boy.
Okay lah,
Never
even
made
though
my
when she's
mind.
angry, so she still wanna say
Sad
the
maybe
cute
lah,
name.
angry no lah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You
So-
know,
Did I make you guys cry? I'm sorry.
No.
I like
Insert
to say,
sad song.
It's
in.
funny. It's funny we're talking about influencers. There's a lot of parental themes today.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not much.
'Cause we love them that much, so just had to include them.
Yeah.
But anyways, unfortunately, we have come to the end. Why is people putting in caps lock my Flavorina? that does not
You
count.
said it yourself.
You want to see Flavarina. You have to
I was
feed your
hoping to not
audience.
hear that the whole show, you know, like it did not appear, and then like, okay. But anyways, I think we got to the end of the show. It's already we reached our time already, so we are going to be taking a short break. But we're not. We are not going to be taking a short break. Yeah,
To it a whole night long.
adapting to the
Let's
whole
go.
situation. Now, we're going to be jumping into the lucky draw that we have for today. So if you guys don't mind it, we're going to be one or two items. Two items, right? So one is actually for the lucky draw for the register in, and the other one is for the feedback form, all right? So this one's for which one? Oh, okay. So for the registration, you're going to get the XL size mousepad from serverDNA 5, which happened in December 2020, the main
huge.
event. That is huge, yes.
Boleh jadi sejadah eh.
Yeah.
See the pattern.
Can, right?
You
So
can put your both anak there, Mr. Kokan.
why do we have to click in that he has kids all the time, you know?
He has a KPI to fulfill with his wife. Like you, huh?
KPI. Okay, but anyways, this is the lucky draw. All right, so who would like to have the honors to actually stay, start, and stop? Okay, kau kan lah. You say start and stop, okay? Boleh tak?
Oh, how?
Just say it.
Just say.
Okay, start.
Just say start and just stop.
Yeah.
And stop.
Ooh.
Muhammad Alif Farhan bin Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
Email dia
Congratulations.
edge.com.
Dia dapat apa?
Dia dapat mousepad.
Mousepad.
Yay, mousepad.
Alright, so we will get 1 unit of this for you. Be sure to contact our admins within a 5-minute time frame to collect this item. If you do not contact our admins within a 5-minute time frame, basically we're giving it away to yet another lucky winner, either on the same show or the next show. Alright? Yeah, basically we're like that. We only give it to people who stick around, that's all. Yeah. I've made a lot of people cry during lucky draws. I don't know why.
Right.
No, here's the thing. Like, okay, you've done a lot of events, right? There were a number of events where the giveaway was like, for example, a GTX 1080 Ti back in the days, right? Let's say, for example, your name comes up. All right, your name is Anas. Anas comes up. He thought he was gonna get a freaking graphic card. No, he did not. All right, he had to answer some questions based on the brand,
Ayo.
and if he got it wrong, he gets a shirt. So it's either he goes back with a graphic card price at 2,300, 3,000 plus, or he goes back home with just a shirt.
Better than nothing, right?
Yeah, so
They want
yeah, it was.
graphics card.
Are we ever going to have a lucky draw where Flavorina, a date with Flavorina?
Oh no.
Exactly. Yes. I was
dinner.
waiting for that.
Proper romantic
Wait,
dinner, please.
why are you guys getting excited?
SOP abiding.
AJ, you're
Yes,
back.
Thank you, AJ.
Next Valentine's.
Thank
So
you.
don't worry, SOP abiding, stranger cannot touch, kiss, huh, bro?
What? Wait, AJ. What makes you think like if there was no SOP, some touch, kiss is gonna happen?
And you never know.
You never know.
You never know, fam.
If you consent, people will do things to you.
Exactly, you are a big boy.
This sounds so bad when you're the one saying it. Like what? Like why are you getting
Big
excited?
boy.
I'm
You can
worried.
keep your consent, big boy.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, this is for our next lucky draw right here. Okay. Who wants to go next? Who wants to try this? This is our last item for the day, right? So who wants
Joey.
to say start? Or would you like to give chance of influencers to actually try it out?
Let them do it.
Yeah.
Okay, pick. You want bapak besar Alip? You want the mustachio? Or you want Anas 4 months gap?
Why
Yeah, like yes.
The draw is gonna go for 4 months.
Yeah, the draws. No. We can't do that. We can't do it to perfection. Okay. All right, choose. Which one you want?
Oh, they can do it together, no?
Oh yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I know that they can't,
Three of
but
us.
let's try.
Right,
Okay,
let's go.
All right.
okay, try it
Okay.
together then. Okay, let's
Okay.
try this.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Start.
Go.
Start.
Oh, okay, start.
You wasn't even sing. They didn't even plan like what to say.
We do on the fly. 3, 2, 1.
Stop.
Oh.
Oh,
Ken Ng.
Oh.
Ken Ng.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I can literally just,
Congratulations.
I can guess the email. K-E, what could that last letter be? Let me see.
That will be the company email for sure.
L? Okay, but I couldn't guess what was the A something. It's not Hotmail. It's not Gmail. Like, why is everybody trying
Company
to...
email.
Astro.com.
company email.
Company email.
Astro.
Apple.com.
Apple.
Apple.com.
Yeah,
yeah,
Apple user.
He should be giving us free giveaways, bro.
Yeah.
Don't dox people, please.
I would love to, but unfortunately, we don't have time. So this one you have to talk to the boss, okay? Marie is our production manager for today, so you can contact her for your freebies.
She's walking away.
She's walking
Yes,
away.
she's leaving the studio already, so IJ, I don't think you're gonna get what you were expecting.
It's
Yeah,
a
for-
small studio, Marie. Where do you want to walk out to?
Yeah, for me, I can just pass to my tele manager so she can ask. No escape. No escape.
Very entitled talents.
Okay. I noted.
Noted. Oh! Just in case you're wondering, you are under tier 1 talent, so
Well,
yeah, be careful. See, this is what we're talking about. Just be careful of your behavior and all that.
Sorry,
talk later, ah.
Your caps lock hello is coming in after this
no.
one.
Oh yeah, I'm ready with my phone. I'm ready with my phone here.
But I
I'm going to
heard
spell your full name.
Oh,
Stop!
she has records of your full name. I'm just saying. So yeah, just await that to happen. But anyways, I just want to say thank you so much to all our guests attending for today's show. Thank you so much to all of you for coming together right here at today's show. Thank you so much for the best introduction ever we've had in this show, Kokan.
Hi.
Your introduction was like the short. Nobody could beat your intro.
Yeah. Like
Hi and
memes.
two kids.
Memes, yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, the
Yeah,
memes.
please memes. Yeah. So
Cue
the only thing he had to say
Cue
was
the
just
ad.
hi. Alright. So macro influences. So yeah, thank you so much to our guests from back at home. Thank you so much. I just gave Anas like a nickname already. So Anas 4 months gap, our guest. My man AJ, aka the Mustachio. All right, in the house right here, and of course none other than.
Say it. I want you to say it for once.
With full enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Give it up for Daddy. I
That's
can't do this.
Sorry.
I can't do this. Oh my
Wait.
goodness. Yeah.
Wait, Flavor, I just want to know, is he your daddy?
Oh, AJ, don't start this. Don't start this. Hello. They are kids watching the show as well, you know.
KPI.
You see, AJ, you are the guy who said that his viewers are children. You know, we all will remember that.
Bro. Here's the best thing about not being signed to anyone. Nobody can send me message.
Yeah.
I get up, I go back home with my shorts and me.
KPI.
See, no KPI, see? So basically, he was directing that to you lah, Lip. Just saying lah, you know. Should have thought twice, you know. If Iman was not here, even if she was not here lah, you know, she would have watched the live was in some ways. But you just had to mess up while she's here. So,
Sorry, Alif.
The clips are ready, I think.
yeah,
You heard
Alip.
my kokoro.
I think I could write just a post like saying like, oh, thank you for everything. This is my last view.
So public post tonight, we would like to regret to inform you that.
Oh.
Or is it? We are delightful.
Thank
to tell
you, Tier 1, for,
Dot, dot, dot.
for
Dot,
removing
dot,
me
dot.
from the blacklist and making me a whitelist.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you so much guys for joining in. Thank you so much to all our guests for tuning in to today's show right here, discussing on nano, micro as well as macro influences and which one's better. And we had a great Membawang session. Trust me, we did. We had some fun contents right here with everyone. Thank you so much for being honest with your opinions. I know there's more things that these people want to tell us, but they just like reserving it, feeling a little bit shy. Like Zoe, I don't want to ask her too much. I know she's not sharing with us everything, but her facial expression kind of like tells us everything.
One day, Joey be Yamcha, okay?
Yeah,
Joke,
one
joke,
day,
joke.
Yamcha, we hear
Joke,
the
joke, joke.
right
Okay,
stuff,
Yamcha,
right? And of course, thank you so much to our prop sponsors right here. Thank you so much to MSI for bringing this amazing show right here. My name is Flava, signing on this one. We'll see you in the next show right here at serverDNA Live with Flava Season 2. Good night, everyone. Welcome to serverDNA Live with Flava Season 2.
Everyone gets to make choices. He wants to get ahead of others, while they keep themselves busy. And she prefers keeping it private. Whatever your needs may be, there isn't one that does it all, does it? Introducing a range of new routers and Wi-Fi mesh. Whether it's speed or coverage, there is a device for everyone. This is broadband done right. Get better choices with Time Fiber Home Broadband.
Welcome back to yet another show of serverDNA Live with Flava, with yours truly, Muhammad Farid. Guys, and call me Flava, and I'll be MC and the host.
Less green. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're like blending in with the background.
Every day, just have a good time, clap. Party rock is in the house tonight. I swear, I sound like a retard guy trying to figure out voices. Baca komen sambil memandu accident.
Yes, accident.
So salahnya salah diet ke ataupun salah
Divider
dia?
tu.
Anatagas?
Anatagas, goodness.
Thank you. Join me on serverDNA Live with Flava every Wednesday at 8 p.m. right here at serverDNA TV.
Join me on No Tech Tash every Monday, 8 p.m. on serverDNA TV. Be there or be square.
You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait. WD Black, performance storage, purpose-built for gaming. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. WD Black. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game.
Howdy, challengers. Now, this town needs a cleanse. Here's a mission for you. You are required to experience the horror and defeat the darkness. Join me every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on Indiana Bones and the Curse of the HorrorBox, only at serverDNA TV. Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm King Angel, your cosplaying, maid cafe running, freelance modeling, live streaming, high heel wearing, weird singing, bad dancing, unicorn loving, sashimi eating, loud talking, no chilling host of Angel and Friends. Cosplaying with great friends has taught me a lot of things, and we're here to share our stories with you. Join me on Angel and Friends every Friday at 8 p.m. only here on serverDNA TV.